Peace and love, family. First off, I want to send a shout out to all the musty, dusty ass tethers out there. You know, all the mud pies and all the bush meat. I hope it's working well for you. You know, I hope you enjoying this vision, this view of seeing foundational Black Americans keep stacking up these wins. You know, I hope deportation is going well for you. So we'll see you on the other side of the borders. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to be looking from over here. Checkmate. Black Americans shut down the Essence Festival. Tether, stay mad. Stay mad. Y'all know as soon as we posted this, there's already tethers out there getting mad. I see you, my brother EJ. You know, EJ already checking them, so it's all good. And tethers is upset right now. They mad. They hurting because we making these folks not only leave this country, we're also making these people lose a hell of a lot of money. And we're going to break it all the way down the way we do right here on the Black Alpha Network. Number one activist in the building, in the place. We in the house. Foundationals. Family, the Essence Festival got shut down because of foundational Black Americans. That's what that was all about. That was all FBA doing. That was all FBA work. We told everybody a year ago that it was going to go down this way. Yes, the hell we did. Busta Rhymes was the first one. Shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there. See, remember last year, they was trying to tell us it was the cell phones. They was like, oh, it's the cell phones out there. That's why Busta Rhymes was mad. We said, no, it ain't got nothing to do with no cell phone. Ain't got nothing to do with no damn walkie-talkies. It was foundational Black Americans saying we ain't rocking with this tether palooza. That's what it is. And we did our research and, you know, we seen all types of anti-foundational Black American tethers behind the scenes. And all of those anti-foundational Black American tethers done got their whole cards snatched up. They are right now the laughing stock of America. Everybody is clowning them, roasting them. You got people that were there sending out memes, sending out statements, letting them know that that was trash, technical difficulties. But beyond the technical difficulties, they've got tether difficulties because it's very difficult for a tether to lie to foundational Black Americans. It's very difficult for tethers to cosplay foundational Black Americans. And it's very difficult for tethers to try to take foundational Black American culture and put African or Caribbean on it. All of the colonizing that they've been trying to do is a wrap. Y'all, I told everybody that 2025 was the year of the tethers getting deleted, getting canceled, and getting packed up. And that's what you're watching right now. That whole situation, that whole festival, whatever, that was FBA saying, we're not going to sit back and allow individuals to come into our country and think it's sweet. Fam, they was trying to play us right in front of us. Straight up. They weren't even trying to hide it no more. I'm talking about Jollof and Jambalaya. They had Liberian smoked meat. What the hell is that? I don't know what that is. How you going to come to foundational Black Americans and think that you were just going to do that and we was going to sit back and just enjoy the show? You really think so? And they also upset now, fam, because they can't sing and dance us. They always try to use ways. We're going to use music to get them. We're going to use a festival. And FBA's been letting you know it don't matter if it's music. It doesn't matter if it's the goddamn politics. It doesn't matter if it's social. Anything that you do that isn't foundational Black American sponsored, we ain't rocking with it. And that's exactly what they see. And that's exactly what they saw. And that's exactly why everybody is letting it be known. Black Americans shut that down. I don't hear nothing about Target. Don't come around here talking about Target, okay? Because the Democrats are trying to make it look like it was something other than us. They don't want to put that FBA stamp on it. Cool, because we gonna do it. All right. That's the thing about us, this generation, fam. We ain't waiting for no goddamn body. What we say goes. And we say that it was a foundational Black American creation. And they know it is a foundational Black American creation. Ain't a damn thing they can do about it. I don't give a damn. All them tethers behind the scenes. I'm talking about the Nigerians. I'm talking about Kenyans. And fam, they was already trying to black and brown it for next year. This was gonna be a whole takeover, fam. And let me say, when nobody's saying, we cost them millions of dollars. Millions of dollars. You don't have no flopping ass festival like that and think that everything is sweet. These folks lost money. So not only did foundational Black Americans give them receipts, we don't cause them to have empty seats. And empty seats mean empty pockets. And the fact that they got empty pockets right now, that's just more glory for us. And that's more misery for them. Y'all know tethers is living in misery any goddamn way. And I guarantee all the little tethers in the comment section ain't gonna come up and get none of this certified smoke because they know better. They hiding right now, family. They hiding because can't nothing help them and can't nothing save them. Can't nothing save them. You seen right now, family, we shutting down these festivals. What the hell you think we're gonna do to an Uber driver? Okay, your little Uber cannot help you. All right, the Ubers is done. Don't expect no Ubers to save you, family. Don't think that no festivals is gonna save you. Nothing can save you from this foundational Black American vibration that we putting out here. And let me put this clear as well, fam. Let me put this well. They were running around here putting out basically tether memos, because every single one of those tethers, the CEOs behind the scenes of the Essence Festival, they were out here kicking all of that. And anybody can be Black and just show up and you Black. That worldwide Blackness. They was kicking all of that, family. They was kicking all of that. And a lot of the brothers and sisters in the movement have unearthed and put out a lot of footage of these people basically telling them what they was going to do. And I don't hear nobody talking about some, well, they sold it to them and they can do what the hell they want to do. Fam, tethers don't move like that. Tethers is going to try to steal FBA culture all the way across the board. And by the way, if they're using the excuse that we sold it to them so they have the right to do it, then remove everything that is foundational Black American then. Go ahead and have the Essence Festival in Nigeria. How about that? Then go ahead and do that. I don't want to see no goddamn Kente Kloss. I don't want to see no dashikis, no Jollof, no fufu. That is not us. And we letting it be known. Black Americans are different than everybody. No, we're not a part of the diaspora. They can be all they want to. They can have all of that. They can be cousins. They can be allies. They can be best friends. They can be buddies. I don't give a damn. It's all of them over there and foundational Black Americans right here. And we're letting that be known. And we're not pivoting either. There ain't going to be no moving and shaking, family. That's what it's going to be 24/7, 365. This is about our culture. Our culture, and the days of people trying to steal our culture like it's sweet are done. And you got to make these type of clarifications through delineation. And delineation has popped up, like I said, not on everybody's doorstep. Delineation then came in the house. And now America got to hold their own goddamn nuts. We are not Africans. We ain't Jamaicans. I also want to tell everybody this. Y'all notice how quick the Caribbean folks and the African folks get on code whenever it comes to anti-foundational Black American hate? Y'all notice that real quick, these people will click up fast all day long, because we already pointed out all of the inequities that they have, all the contrarian statements that they make. They always come around here and want to Africanize us. But they don't ever want to Africanize Haiti. They don't ever want to Africanize Jamaica. Okay, how come the whole world wants to put the African jacket on foundational Black Americans? They could easily go down there and have the Essence Festival in Port-au-Prince. Go ahead, see if you make it back home, see if you don't get snatched up. But that's fine. Go have it down there. Go to Kingston, Jamaica. Go have it. Like I said, go to Senegal. Go to Akon City. Go help Akon out, because I heard he's struggling right now. And the Chinese want them damn loans. They want them back there, Akon. So shout out to you and shout out to Jackie Chan. I hope y'all work that out. Go over there and have all of that. How come all of this diaspora energy always has to be done on our turf? That's what I'm telling everybody. How come the home of Pan-Africanism got to be in America, not in Africa, but you call it Pan-African? How come the Essence Festival that they try to Jollof it up, how come that got to be done right here? They try to use our turf to get off their platforms. They try to use our turf to get off their lies. They one-sided diaspora coalitions, because they need foundational Black Americans for every single goddamn thing we do. Wherever they lack, they look to us to try to get. And fam, they lack in every damn area. They don't like the fact that foundational Black Americans are a reflection of how great this country is. This country's great because of us. Their homelands are in disarray because of them. If your homeland is popping, that means you a popping person. If your homeland is not popping, that means you ain't popping. So you can see clear as day, foundational Black Americans, we the most popping people out here, because everybody wants to come to our country. We don't want to go to theirs. Hell, they don't want to go to theirs. Now you're seeing everybody coming out now. They're saying America was built by Haitians. You seeing that, fam? This is what they was going to do with the Essence Festival. They was going to run the whole gambit, fam. They was going to say that America was created by Haitians. That's what they're doing. And if Haiti built America, then how come Haiti can't build Haiti? I rest my case. All right. If Haiti did so many great things in the United States, and how come they can't do great things in Haiti? I rest my case. Same go for Jamaica. Same thing for the Barbados. Same thing for Africa. You pick the country. You pick the language they speak. Half of them speak English any goddamn way. But you go ahead and pick the person that's outside of us, the non-Black American, and I can point to you every single thing that they have done is littered with failures. And that is the Essence Festival right now. I could give a damn about it. My words and my plan, fam, I say foundational Black Americans just cut all that out and let these tethers hold their own. See, when they got to hold their own, they don't have nothing. That's the thing about these people, fam. They can't do anything without FBA. This is why they're always in our business. This is why they're always trying to get next to us, because they can't do nothing without us. Foundational Black Americans, we don't have to worry about sitting up underneath nobody else, because we are builders. They are stealers. See, someone who steals, they have to be around somebody else. They have to be next to the next man. Foundational Black Americans, we like being on our own. Why? Is because when we on our own, we get things done. That's the best part about us. We are the only independent by ourselves, leave us alone culture on the planet. All these other people have to be by somebody. Typically the white man. If they can't get the white man, they'll take the Mexican man. They can't get the Mexican man, they'll take the Puerto Rican man, the Asian man. Why do you think they got so many colonizers in their homelands? And why do you think that they're always immigrants in the colonizer's homeland? Translation, you got to be around somebody other than yourself because you can't get it by yourself. If you can get it by yourself, you'd be by yourself. And the fact that you're not by yourself, that means you need someone else. Family, this all adds up into simple mathematics. In this case, the math is mathing. And the calculations and determinations have came back to Black Americans. We keep shutting all this down. The Essence Festival shut down. I don't hear anybody running around here trying to give this victory to another group. One thing about me, Black Alpha, #1 activist, said it. I'm going to take every single victory that foundational Black Americans create, which is a hell of a lot of them, especially in this generation, and I'm going to put that up on the big ass screen so the world knows it. See, the days of you getting victories and you being quiet about it and hush hush about it, that makes people come over here and think that they could just steal it. They could just come over here and take it. They say, well, hell, they not owning it. Let me own it. And then the tethers pull out their ashy ass fingers with their ashy ass knuckles and their fingernails falling off. And then they want to scoop it up and take it. That's why they were running around here saying things like they built America, because the previous generations weren't putting that FBA flag down saying, no, we did. Now the fact that we're saying what we have done, now they want to stand back. They want to go the other direction. They all woke up this week. They're scared, they're terrified and petrified because they've seen what we've done to everybody. You name them. You name it, fam. I want anybody. Pick them. You want to go down the list? The Democratic Plantation. What happened to them when foundational Black Americans sat that out? Yep, it's a wrap. What happened to Julio Romero Gonzalez Estrada? What happened to those ICE raid protests? What happened to them when FBA didn't give them our support? Okay, then let's fast forward right now to the Essence Festival. How'd that work out without foundational Black American support? I've been telling everybody, been saying it, fam. I'm going to keep on saying it. We've been making America hold their own. It's one thing to make a person hold their own, fam. It's another thing to make a whole damn country hold their nuts. Because at the end of the day, nobody's getting anything without foundational Black American support. And that's the beauty of being us. Now, mind you, every person that I just named, we're not asking them for a thing. I ain't seen no foundational Black Americans saying, Mexicans, can you help us? I haven't seen no foundational Black Americans saying, Democrats, can you help us? I've seen no foundational Black Americans saying, Pan-African, come and save me. I've never seen any of that. But I've seen every single one of them add on a couple other million people, and they all come to us for help. And we simply been saying, no, no is the most powerful word in the English language, fam. And we have finally found out how to exercise that and how to apply it perfectly with accuracy. Hell no. I'm going to add another one to it. Hell no. Hell to the no. Ain't happening. Take your ass that away. And that's why everybody right now is scared, because we've been shutting them down. Everybody talks about a boycott. We basically can boycott, family. We're just telling them to hold your own. We can boycott by saying we ain't helping. We can boycott by just not showing up. And that's exactly what happened with this whole Essence Festival, fam. That was a sham. That was broke down, battered. It was weak. No one cared. It didn't make the headlines. What they thought they was going to do, family, is have that little festival, and everybody was going to wake up and everybody was going to see it and talk about how great it was and how Africans showed up. And this was one big African affair. And next year, family, they was going to have Burner Boy there. Then after that, family, they was going to end up having Afro beats there. They were going to try to bring that back. Black Americans said, man, hell no. Hell no. None of that's going to go down. None of that's going to go down. And the fact that we did that, we said that, look where they at right now. And I'm also hearing word on the street. A lot of them folks going to have to step down. They on hold. They on pause. We have created a movement where now people are being looked at sideways if they're not on the right page with FBA. All of that Africanizing and Caribbean us, that has made these people look foolish. It used to not be like that. Now, if you come around FBA culture and you ain't talking about FBA culture, people are looking at you sideways. When people's looking at all them damn empty seats, they saying, hold up, wait a minute. And shout out to my brothers and sisters down there, because it really started off with the vendors saying, we're not coming. The vendors was like, hell no, we ain't gonna go to that. Hell no. Because they already seen, a Jollof battle. Not soul food, fam. Nah, nope. People weren't coming there dressing like Black Americans. They weren't walking like Black Americans. They weren't talking like Black Americans. They thought they was going to come up in there and be Nigerian and be Kenyan. See, they didn't expect the fact, fam, we've been pulling out receipts and we've been looking behind the scenes and seeing all of these goddamn people. And none of these people that you have been seeing are foundational Black American faces. And that ain't working no more. The days of people who are not foundational Black Americans trying to act like they're foundational Black Americans or trying to dictate to foundational Black Americans are done. Delineation is a full-time thing. I just said it last night on my broadcast. Shout out to everybody who was there. We was 3,000 deep. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. Number one. I told everybody last night, I said, are you trying to delineate at 100%? Or you trying to delineate at 52%? Because 52% ain't going to get it done. As a matter of fact, if you're trying to delineate at 52%, then you ain't really doing nothing at all. So you might as well just sit down. Okay. Because these people are not trying to tether at 52%. No, they're going to tether 100%, meaning they want 100% of your reparations, 100% of your tangibles, 100% of your creations, 100% of your art, 100% of your music, your movies, every single thing that a foundational Black American does. If foundational Black American kids put up a lemonade stand, you're going to see somebody who's African or Jamaican, and they're going to try to take claim for it. They're going to say that lemons really came from Liberia. Lemons is really a Haitian thing. You guys got it from us. Trust me. They don't tether at 20%. So you better not delineate at 20% because there's no such thing. You got to be full time all the time, 24/7, 365. That's how you got to do it. You can't have no feelings and no emotions. Delineation don't know emotions, family. Delineation does not know your emotions. Delineation ain't trying to hear, well, you know, I understand, or making these little disclaimers. Well, no, I mean, I do like some people out there. Not all of them is bad. What makes you feel that you have to put a disclaimer out every time you're delineating? You don't have to explain nothing, because let me go ahead and give everybody some breaking news. They know just as much about our culture as anybody because they watch, they study, and they observe. These individuals know exactly what the hell they brethren from their homeland does. They know exactly how they come at foundational Black Americans. They know exactly who's pulling the strings behind the scenes to put them in position to take from us. You think it's a coincidence that you got all of these tethers behind the scenes at the Essence Festival? Notice they don't ever do that at all these rock concerts. You got all these white rock concerts that are owned by all white leadership. How come the tethers never end up trying to take that? What about the country ones? There's a hell of a lot of things out here, a hell of a lot of festivals out here that are not for Black Americans. How come the tethers don't go own all of that? I'm going to tell you why. Because their job, their objective, and their mission is to come here and to steal from foundational Black Americans, to cloak themselves in our identity, and they do it with zero tolerance. So I have zero tolerance when I say hold your own, Mr. and Mrs. Fufu. I don't give a damn at all. Because the moment you start to care, and the moment you start to get in your feelings and your emotions, and you want to put disclaimers out there that not all of them is bad, then about 30 ashy ass ankles is going to walk right on by, and then they're going to put on some damn kente cloth, and they're going to say, we all's Black, brother. So you can't be on none of that damn time. You got to stand on certified business. And if you ain't standing on certified business, you ain't really doing nothing. So let me reset all this. And if anybody wants to come on up, family. We shut down the Essence Festival. And Tethers is mad as hell about it, because what we've been doing, fam, we've been sending out signals, and they've been getting a lot of those. Message delivered, message received. What is that message? That message is that you can't hoodwink us in this generation. We will not be bamboozled. We won't be fooled. You're not going to trick us into supporting things that aren't for us. Hell no. And you got to love it though, fam. As much as you love your Black American culture is as much as you got to love gatekeeping and delineating. Okay, that's got to go hand in hand. You can't love your culture so much, but delineation is something that you try to soft shoe. You can't do that. You got to be all the way with it. You got to be all the way. I always tell everybody, delineation, separation, regulation get you reparations. Because if somebody can steal your culture, next thing you know, family, they're going to be trying to steal your reparations money. I want everybody to understand that. So this is how we got to move, and this is how we got to operate 24/7, 365. Point blank, bottom line. Come on up, family. We're going to break this thing down the certified way. Go ahead, on code.
Black Alpha, boy, what's good?
Feeling good, family. It's on you, brother.
Hey, regarding this whole Essence situation, bro, at what point do we just stop supporting any and everything that these tethers, Africans, Caribbeans, people, everything that they doing? At this point, man, they showing us, they showed their hands. They don't respect us or our lineage. And they, at this point, they just want to exploit us for, I think, just financial gain and anything that benefit them. And I bring that point up because I'm still seeing so much FBA people saying that, oh, we will reconsider going again next year if they bring more FBAs there. So how you feel about that, man?
That's a good point, family. Hell no. No, we got to stay away from tethers the same exact way we stay away from anybody who's anti-black, because tethers are anti-black, and I don't care how melanated they are. We got to view them the same way. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah, and yeah, bro, I just wish people would get more comfortable embracing when they call us divisive and xenophobic. I am divisive. I don't want nothing to do with y'all at this point. But I'm gonna drop down. I want to hear what everybody else got to say, man.
Good point, fam. Hey, you speaking my language. I tell people all the time, if you haven't been called divisive today by a tether, then you haven't done your Black American duty. Okay, I suggest everybody out there right now, get called divisive at least 5 times a day, and then you've done your great duty. Go ahead, my sister Natural.
Yeah, I just wanted to say these disrespectful, disgusting tethers, they couldn't even play it off. They didn't do anything. No tribute to Frankly Beverly. No tribute to him at all. And we cannot, like you say, if we can't halfway delineate. Ain't no diet delineation with these people. It's all the way. Not even going next year because they're still affiliated with it. It's really shutting them down. These women that's going to these braiding shops, stop going getting your hair braided by women that have disdain for you. They talking about they doing roots and all types of stuff. It's no wonder half of these women ain't got no damn edges going to these Africans. Stop giving them your business. Stop going to these braiding shops. There's plenty of black women that do hair, and if you got to go out your way to support your own, then that's what you should be doing. It shouldn't be no complaints and no excuses about how far it is to support our own if we're delineating. If you have and diet delineating, then you don't belong over here, period. Go over there, because that means that you the same ones that be crying when they showing ICE dragging these people and their kids. You don't belong over here. We're delineating over here, and that's it, 100%. No diet delineation. Stop supporting these people, period. And now we ain't going to Essence, because they gonna know we gonna crash it all the way out. All the way out. Anything that tethers are affiliated with, they want to be disrespectful. They gave no tribute to Frankly Beverly. No tribute to him at all. I'm there already. So continue. Thank you.
Much respect, my sister. That's the goddamn energy I'm talking about. Because let me say this, fam. I've been seeing way too many people who've been out here tap dancing with delineation. Real talk. Because like I said earlier, the tethers are not out here tap dancing when it comes to trying to steal your shit. So you cannot come back at them with that type of energy. Either you going to be erased or you going to get them out the way. End of story. So that's the type of energy vibrations that we got to move on. And if you ain't moving on that, then get out the way and let some real brothers and sisters handle this. Because when it comes to foundational Black American lineage, heritage, and culture, we going to make sure that it stands above everything else, meaning your feelings or your emotions. The Essence Fest is a prime example of what happens when brothers and sisters stand on business. You made a great point too, my sister. There was no type of tributes to people who are New Orleans, Louisiana natives. But you talking about Jollof. These people are very, very disrespectful. And some people may be cool with the disrespect coming from tethers. I'm not. I don't really play that game. I view tethers the same way I view supremacists, because they all have a supremacist mentality. Remember this, y'all. When people come to America, they try to assimilate into Black culture with a white supremacist mentality. That's the way these people try to play the game, and we ain't rocking with none of that as we stand on business. Let me send this to Seppa, then we'll get to the rest of the hands.
Hey, thanks again, Black Alpha. Hey, check this out, bro. I got another alert for y'all. Listening to your show last night, because I had to listen to the playback. And besides, I'm going to just tell you, I don't care if I listen to it an hour after you finish or 10 days after you finish, your work is always fire. But the reason I'm bringing that up is because, like you said, with that whole Haitian revolution type of rules that they try to push on us, but just think what would have happened if FBA would have started, gang, yeah, we're going to ride. And we started getting out there, we're starting to drop like flies if that happens. So we got to keep banging that drum. Brother, I don't want to say I'm charging this on you, but you have a very big microphone. And, we can signal boost, because I know I definitely signal boost everything you say, where that's why I'm always retweeting stuff. I mean, we got to keep that word out there. Stay our Blacklist the hell at home. This is not our business. This is not our fight. All eyes are off of us right now. All eyes is on them. And let's keep it that way. And I rest.
Absolutely, positively. All that stuff right now that they talking about with Haitians and they ran up on ICE, y'all know that was fake, right? That wasn't real. All right. They out here having fake tether parades talking about Haitians ran up on ICE. Do you really believe that the Haitians was going to run up on ICE and there weren't going to be consequences and repercussions? You think Donald Trump, Tom Homeland was going to go for that? And the play that they was trying to spin on that family is that they were trying to make it look like, oh, y'all look, that 1804 energy's out here. Black Americans, y'all need to get involved in that. They was trying to use Haitians going after ICE as some way to trick foundational Black Americans to join in. Every way they can try to hustle us with that tribalistic hustle, they're trying to get foundational Black Americans to get involved. We said no, we said hell no. I don't know how many more times we can say it. All right. Point blank, bottom line is that FBA ain't rocking with none of that. Foundational Black Americans are standing on business. And by the way, if Haitians got so much 1804 energy, then where's that 1804 energy in Haiti? And then where's that 1804 energy with deportations? Doesn't really look like they standing on business, family. Look like they sitting on the plane flying back home. And we're going to keep it going. Undoctrinated. I don't know your whole thing, but undoctrinated. Go ahead.
Hey, good afternoon. Hashi Squirrel Loaf of a Mom. I wanted to, three things. I wanted to also add to the warning list of care professionals, especially nursing home professionals, and who is watching your elders if they have to be in those facilities. Definitely keep an eye on that. Sometimes I wonder, now that I realize and we heard about the bust, the $14.6 billion bust of the fraudulent care ring. And I wonder about these 1.6 million excess in our community and how much that's connected with, these Tether quick certificates, et cetera, et cetera. So another group to watch out for. Regarding Essence, one of the reasons this has fallen into other hands and why real estate, et cetera, falls into other hands because we have not been paid the reparations that we're owed. So a lot of our generation doesn't have the capital to take over these cultural assets, to maintain them. And so that is another reason why there is a need for reparations and another consequence of us not receiving them. So sure, someone else, one-off, may be able to purchase, but collectively, even if the member of the family couldn't purchase it, if we had the wealth that we should be at, someone in the community would have been able to purchase that. So lastly, I appreciate all the energy around Essence. It took 10 years for it to finally come to a head. Let's put that energy into sure, that's not our business, but we should stand on business and make it our business to create new cultural assets that glorify and amplify our culture as we've known it. So it's an opportunity and it's a place to put your energies, and it's not just, not doing things is a strategy, that is action. But we'll get much better results if we turn our creative energies toward creating, new cultural assets. So thank you.
Appreciate that. Much respect. Much respect.
Can I get this off real fast, Black Alpha? I was gonna just get it off real fast, brother. I don't want to,
Take your time, brother. Slow roast, man.
This what I wanted to say to everybody, family. I've been watching my brother Black Alpha, man. If you're not following or subscribed to Black Alpha 2, make sure you go do that right now. I didn't watch my brother go from 1,000, y'all, to 1,200, to 1,500 watchers, to 1,800 watchers. This had 2,800 just yesterday watching his live while he was cooking. So I want to give a 100% shout out to Black Alpha. This is growing like loud on hydroponics. Congratulations, Michael. Congratulations from your furball out here in the 808 on them 28s. Hey, y'all, I'm out here spinning, y'all. I'm finna change the game, y'all. You fur out here finna change the game on them 28 dub spinners on that vert. I done brought that Tampa show over here, and I'm gonna land my plane with that. Hey, shout out to Black Alpha. Is that my little brother EJ down there? What my little brother EJ? That little EJ? Oh, one time. Hey, Arthur, what's up? Nice to see you too. I'm out.
Shout out to you, family. Much respect. Certified salute, my good brother. Shout out to Tampa as well. All day, every which way. Yes. All right. Let's keep the hands flowing, the hands going. Before I get to you on code, I'm going to get to everybody. We're going to chop this thing up the right way. Certified all the time. Black Americans shut down the Essence Festival. Tether, stay mad. And when I say stay mad, I mean stay mad. The more we win, the more they upset. The more we win, the more they scared. And they scared and upset right now. So don't that mean that we winning? You damn right. This is the motto, family. Foundational Black Americans keep winning and tethers keep swimming. Keep on swimming across that lake, that pond, and that ocean. But when you get here, your ass is still going home. You can't come up here, Sister Nikki, without, dropping some heat. I am just saying that, sister. Sister Nikki, are you there? Are you available?
The fact that, like I said earlier in the space, the fact that New Orleans is the city that they hold that in, New Orleans is nothing but Black culture. 4 Black American men, foundational Black Americans started Essence Festival years ago. And I can't stand the fact that it's been sold to people who are outside of our lineage. But the fact that New Orleans is the city that held this festival tells you that it was meant to be for foundational Black American culture. And I said earlier that these people are jealous of us. They are purposefully sabotaging the events. They want us to look bad. They want our people to look bad. I remember going to Essence Fest, and they used to have just, while our events, Frankie Beverly and everybody, while they were performing, they had another room that was called the Caribbean Room or something like that. And they were real standoffish. I went into that room just to see what was going on. They were all real standoffish, and you could tell that they were othering themselves. They were the first to delineate at Essence. Last time I went there to go, and they were already delineating themselves. So we have to be careful about safeguarding our events, our culture, everything that is meant for us, because if you get the wrong people involved, then you end up losing what was meant for us. You end up having them try to delete, just like they're talking about, what do you call it, jambalaya versus jollof. I don't know what that was about. I don't know why anybody would do anything like that. Jambalaya is a Creole dish. If I'm right, isn't that Creole? And Creole is a Southern dish and mostly New Orleans dish. They just seem like they came there to keep up mess. And that's all I'm going to say right now, because I have some other things that I'm going to bring to the stage. That's all I'm going to say right now.
Appreciate you, my good sister. I appreciate it. Much respect. Our sister made a damn good point, fam, is that these people are the first ones to delineate, separate. See, the whole world delineates. They just got a problem when we do it, okay? That's the thing. They got a problem when foundational Black Americans do the same exact thing that they've been doing. So it's all easy and it's all good. We just gonna do it like we do everything else better, and we gonna shine better, and we gonna get these people the hell up out the country and the hell up out our way. Go ahead, Carrie.
Hey, just full disclosure, let me turn off my AC so y'all can hear me real good. Just full disclosure before, I say anything. I am an international adoptee from Nicaragua. I had my DNA test done and I found out that I do have an African-American ancestor from way back in the day, but most recently, that's not relevant. But what is relevant is I was adopted by Black Americans and raised by Black Americans. And, there's nothing that infuriates me more than when I hear immigrants, and especially Black immigrants, insult the Black American community and take from the Black American community. I've had, when they see me, they see I'm mixed or whatever. So they say things, they don't know who I am and they don't know my background. And they say things that are so anti-Black. And they think that I'm going to agree. And then when I show myself, they're like, oh, well, I didn't know that. Like, well, of course you didn't know, because I didn't tell you. But I know you and I know your colors. And I don't appreciate you saying racist things, because as far as I'm concerned, you're talking about my family. And so I'm okay with whatever happens in terms of the Essence Festival, because people who come to the United States, and it's not just Black immigrants, it's other immigrants too, they need to learn how to stay in their lane, and they need to learn how to respect this culture and the history of this culture. The Arabs and the Muslims and how they're acting like they're going to take over America and take our rights and all this, and forget the history of the country and impose their Sharia. I mean, it's not just the it's not just the black immigrants. There's other immigrants too, and I'm sure you all see it.
I got a question.
So do I.
I have a question, because if we go to your page, ma'am, could we see you being an activist for Black Americans? Because it seems like all of a sudden it's cool to be Black, so everybody doing their Black ancestry, finding out they got some foundational Black Americans. Now everybody's against their own kind. If we go on any of your social media, could we see that you've been, this activist for Black people against your kind? Could we see that on your page? Can we see that on your page? That's all I want to know, yes or no. Because if not, please don't come in here with the fake activism because you did some ancestry test.
Not at all.
Are you being an activist for Black Americans on your page, on your timeline?
Absolutely. I've actually blocked some guy, I don't even know where he was from, who recently published a book claiming that Black Americans weren't entitled to reparations. He tried to I called him out and he tried to get into it with me, and I immediately blocked him. My mother was active in the civil rights movement, and my father supported her. He was in the military, and she taught me all about the civil rights movement, and she helped me understand the context of the Black American struggle.
What are you doing? Now, that's what I'm asking.
Carrie, go ahead and answer what my sister Natural was saying. She was saying, how come there's this newfound activism and she doesn't quite frankly believe you? Go ahead.
Yeah, it's not newfound for me. Like I said, I was adopted and raised by Black Americans, and actually I identified as Black American until I was an adult, and I visited my native country of Nicaragua. So there's nothing new here going on for me. What is new for me actually is the tethers. And I didn't know how prominent it was with the Black immigrant community until I traveled to Africa as a young adult. And that's when I began to become more aware of how immigrants, especially Black, and particularly Black immigrants, but all immigrants, do on some level take from America in a way that's very disrespectful. I think I wasn't aware of it because my parents sheltered me for the most part, and they helped me live as a Black American. And I think they were just trying to help me grow up as a Black woman as a Black child in the United States, because
you keep over accentuating Black. You don't have to do that if you're really a Black woman. And you said that you did your ancestry test, but you were adopted by a Black woman. What made you go test to see that you had FBA in your bloodstream? Because one thing we don't do, we don't have to, we already know we're Black. We don't have to keep saying as a Black woman and my Black family and as a Black American family and I was raised. We don't do that. So what made you go check out your ancestry as being raised?
Adopted.
Okay,
I'm adopted, so I had to figure out.
And you found out you had foundational Black American ancestry.
Yeah, but I like I said, I qualified that when I started, and I said that from ages ago, like this from ancient history. But most recently, I can't claim that because my family, because I was born in Nicaragua, so I can't claim to be a foundational Black American. But I was.
So what made you bring it up when you came into the space? Because y'all all bring it up when you come into the space, because you really don't have to just to come to the space.
Because I didn't grow up in my native country of Nicaragua. I cannot emphasize that enough. My family is a Black American family. That's all the family I know because I'm adopted. There's no other way to I can tell you that. So I don't identify with the tethers that you all have been experiencing, other than to say that I only became aware of them when I traveled to Africa, and it's disgusting. I don't appreciate it. You asked how I'm trying to figure out how to support the Black American community, and the first way I know how is by supporting reparations. I will be the first one to battle for Black Americans and getting their reparations, and that's also in the face of white Americans who object to Black Americans getting their reparations, and Jewish Americans of all people who object to Black Americans.
Have you been stomping for reparations since you were raised by a Black family? Have you been stomping for reparations on any of your platforms? Something that we could view?
Yeah, I have. And I actually admin a Facebook group that's for Black Americans. And I regularly address that issue there. And as soon as there is a hearing in my neighborhood in New York City, I will attend and be a outspoken proponent of reparations for Black Americans. But I don't want to do it in a way that's offensive, because I know that this is your fight. But I want to do it in a way that's is respectful, and so I'm trying to navigate that and figure out what is a respectful way. And I think one way is to be at a hearing and give my testimony to help Black Americans save my life, basically. So, yeah.
Let me ask you a question, Natural. Do you believe her?
No.
Straight to the point.
That's why I ask those questions. No, but you know, who am I? I could be wrong, but no.
What is it that you don't believe? I don't even know what that.
I just don't. I just don't, because you know, you don't have to say, well, even though I don't qualify in dealing, and I know you said you're not a tether, and I can't say that you are a tether, but the tethers that we deal with, they're always overly, and I'm black, and I'm a black woman, and I'm black, and I did my ancestry, and it goes back to black, and you know, even though, you know, I'm Nicaraguan, but I'm black, and I was raised by. You don't have to, you know, overly speak that you're black when you're coming into this platform. If that's something that you've been doing and you've been raised by a black family, you will be comfortable under us. You will be comfortable coming to this platform because you would feel that you are black, because you said you was raised by someone black. So you wouldn't have to come in and overly compensate that you're black. You would feel so comfortable coming in here speaking to us as a black woman, I guess, raised by a black family, because you know, you've already been raised in the culture. So no, I don't. Well, and it's just the energy.
Yeah, mm-hmm. I hear what you're saying. And I suppose what I'm trying, I'm just learning about this whole like thing with the tethers, like with over the past few years. And what I'm trying to do is, I don't want to be offensive to the Black American community who had a very unique experience in the United States, right? And so I'm trying to also give you a full context of my genetic background, so that you don't think I'm trying to be an imposter. Does that make sense?
Yep. All right. Black Alpha, I'm going back on mute.
Appreciate that. Seppa, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, bro. And look, just for the sake of keeping Black Alpha's room respectful, Carrie, I'm not going to go off on you the way I want to. But the only thing I will say is the sister there, you know, she has some really good points. I mean, you're coming up in here talking that sweet talk, and you're not doing shit. You know, I'm a name drop. And forgive me, y'all, for name dropping, but I'm going to do it. There's a Black immigrant who admits he's a Black immigrant, and he fights for foundational Black American. His name is TD Hip Hop. If you're not doing what he's doing, because he's the standard when it comes to your community, if none of y'all, not just you, but none of y'all, because to me you're a tether. To me you're an outsider.
I'm adopted. How can I be a tether?
In my opinion, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Whatever you say. I said what I said. You said what you said. But if you're not doing what TD Hip Hop is doing,
I don't even know who that person is. Just tell me what he's doing, and then say.
Okay, I gave you the name. Ma'am, I'm not raising my voice at you. I'm not going to be a shot. I'm not going to like.
You're saying negative things about me.
All right, freeze. Hold up. What you will not do is you will not raise your voice at my brother. That's not happening. Now, allow my sister to speak to you. My sister laid down facts in a very calm way, as well as my brother right here. But, ma'am, you are a tether. Okay, I got to go Black Alpha. Fam, can I go Black Alpha? I was trying to be the nice host and all that sweet stuff. Can I go certified? I got to go certified, okay? Y'all know I'm the, like, top goddamn roaster in the game, okay? It's like that. It's Tariq and me, okay? That's what it is. Ma'am, you're a tether, okay? And I don't believe you. You sound like Kamala Harris. Did you vote for Kamala Harris? Do you wash your collard greens in the bathtub?
Do you need to talk to my...
Well, I'm talking right now. And again, I know you may have a hard time sitting still and comprehending and listening. We don't have those problems. See, that right there lets me know that we're dealing with a tether, everybody. Okay? Because when I sat there and said that we are going to speak properly, and then she got upset, That was a trigger sign. That was a warning. Okay. That made her upset. That made her scared. So therefore she jumps in and talks that. Ma'am, everything that you're saying right now comes directly out of 1932. All right. And this is 2025. We do not believe I fought, with black people, and my people were in the civil rights era and civil rights movement, and they fought with Junior, ex Malcolm. You're lying. Okay. Your family was not out there the same way that Kamala Harris's family was not out there. You were not out there with anybody from the civil rights era. And I question if you were really adopted. I think you were adopted probably from Julio Romero Gonzalez. That's what I really believe, ma'am. I really believe that. I don't feel that you're a black American. And by the way, the fact that you say that you're so in tune with the community, but the first thing that you said out of your mouth was African American. We don't know anything about no African American because we are not Africans. And the very fact that you say that you're against these tethers, but you refer to us as Africans, family, doesn't that give this woman disqualification? Isn't that disqualifying yourself from saying that you're down with the blacks? You basically said you're down with the blacks. Okay, ma'am, you're not down with the blacks. You may get down on your knees with blacks, but you're not one of us by no means at all. Now, I try to be civil, but you want to raise your voice to my good brother speaking. You didn't have that same energy with my sister, Natural Tour. You was on your best behavior. Okay, shout out to my sister. So now Black Alpha's got to go ahead and put the guidelines down. You are not one of us. This is a sneaky backdoor way. And the fact, family, that I put Black Americans shut down the Essence Festival, Tether stay mad, that is exactly what's happening here. A Tether got mad. And then they try to get glad, but they looking sad. Okay. Y'all know in Sinners, when they started making that music and then all the sinners started showing up. All right. That's what our Twitter spaces are. OK, we start making these Twitter spaces and permeating that FBA energy. That ain't no different than singing the blues and the soul music. All the vampires show up, family. I'm talking about the turquoise tethers. I'm talking about the lavender tethers. I'm talking about the brown frowns. Every last one of them come every time foundational Black Americans start talking that foundational Black American business. So I'm going to give this back to my brother, and I'm going to allow my brother to finish speaking. So, brother, go ahead, finish what you were saying. Take your time, my good brother. But this person will not interrupt a Black American, especially when I'm around here, because homie don't play that. Go ahead, Seppa.
Thanks again, brother. And shout out to all the true certifieds up in here. And like I was saying, ma'am, if you want to know who that gentleman is I mentioned, all you got to do is go do a simple YouTube search. You can probably search right here on this app and find him and see what he does. But now, after that all been said and the way you reacted, even if you do study him, I'm just going to consider you a carbon copy, a copycat, disingenuous, not real. I think that you're like that sister that on Essence that was cussing on the stage and everything, and like Busta Rhymes last year, cussing at people because no one's responded to you, no one's getting up, and the only feedback you're getting is negative. And I see why, because you come off like our sister Natural Beauty said, you come off black, blackity, black. I mean, to me, that's like taking a judge by the name of Ketanji Brown Jackson, someone who has a somewhat Black sounding name that's hyphenated. And to me, hyphenated names to me are red flags, because typically that's what Caribbeans do. Because the last thing you're going to do is come in here, co-opt who we are and take what we got. And I don't need your voice, for our reparations. Me by myself could get out there on the bullhorn and yell that on the street corner all day, which I have done. I don't need you to come in talking about, I fight for your reparations. I call out people.
Yes, indeed, my good brother. I appreciate that. 110%, family. I'm going to send this real quick to my sister Natural, because she's the one who set this thing off. Then I'm going to send it to EJ. Carrie, if you want to say something and you want to respond, you will be given the opportunity, because this certified foundational Black American tether work is very, very clean and very, very clear. Go ahead, my sister Natural.
Thank you so much for allowing me to speak. And you never disappoint, because I knew you was going to see through it. I was waiting for your spidey senses to see right through her. That's why I'm like, let me just gracefully go on mute, because no, I don't believe her. No, we know our own. We don't have to just see hairlines. We know y'all not, they're all blackity black. I'm blackity black, and the Black mom and the Black family and the Black ancestors. No, y'all keep trying to wiggle your way in. No, we're not trying to hear that at all. So I'm glad that you seen through it and you allowed me to continue to question this tether. And like they always do, she started going off to the left. Well, in my family and my mom, she's always fought in the civil. We're not trying to hear that shit. Y'all got to come up with a new script. And no, we don't need you to talk on behalf of our reparations. You worry about Nicaragua. And that's all I wanted to say.
There it is. There it go. Carrie, go ahead and respond to what my brother and sister said. Go ahead.
I am beyond confused at this point. I started saying that I want to be respectful. I also started off saying my background, but that was merely to give you context. And all three of you, all you do is crap on me, and that doesn't make any sense. I'm trying to communicate my historical background, my upbringing, the fact that who raised me.
You're being disingenuous. That's why you got the work. You're being disingenuous. That's why you got the work. That's why you got the work. And that's why you got the work, because you're being disingenuous.
Okay, so you can interrupt me. Okay. So to say that, to share with you that I am adopted and raised by Black Americans is not disingenuous. To say that I'm lying about it doesn't make any sense. What I'm seeing is a lot of trauma, and I respect, and I
trauma with who? That's a tether. That is what tethers say. Trauma with who? Because now what? Trauma from slavery? Is that what you really want to say? Where's the trauma? No, the trauma is y'all tethers coming amongst us.
I'm not a tether.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We deem you to be one. We deem you to be one. So just know that you're going to be deemed and labeled as a tether. Yes, you are. So where's the trauma? Because we're asking you questions. Where's the trauma? The trauma is not, and I didn't say I did not believe that you were raised by a Black family. I said that I said that you are a tether. And you coming in here with the blackity black. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And again, and when I asked you, what have you been doing to fighting for us? And you said, oh yeah, I blocked someone. Oh, my parents was in the civil rights. Who cares? What have you been doing? Because all of a sudden you're blackity black. You're blackity black. You're so proud of your black ancestry just recently, but you were raised by a Black family, but just recently you wanted to find out if you was FBA, and your Black ancestry just happened to tell you it's FBA. Tether. Tether. This has nothing to do with trauma. Tether. This has nothing to do with trauma. Tether. You came in disingenuous. Tether. What trauma? Y'all have the trauma. But you got the trauma because you coming here and my ancestry, and it showed I was foundational Black American. Okay. Right.
So what will make you happy?
I don't need you to make me happy. I don't need you to make me happy. I don't like sister scissors. I have a husband. I don't need you to make me happy. I have a husband to make me happy. You should have come in here. You don't need to come on the platform with your blackity black and your Black ancestry it is, but y'all don't really be stomping. Y'all don't really be doing that for Black people, but now it's popular to say. So just so happen now that it's popular to say your ancestry goes back to foundational Black Americans. Okay, no, I don't believe that at all. I don't. And show us, put something in Jumbotron. Show us something that you consistently over the years, since you've been Black, since you've been adopted, show us over the years, what have you been doing to stomp for Black people? Blackity black. Show us. Post something.
First of all, don't call me nicknames.
Post something.
Do that to me.
Post something.
No, you go through my profile.
No, I ain't going through your profile because I really don't care. You came amongst us. You came amongst us and you were being disingenuous, and we don't need you for nothing. We don't need you to fight for no reparations for nothing. You're not even qualified, so we don't need you for nothing. How about that? We need you for nothing. Go to your profile for what? You came in our space. We need you for nothing. What could you do for us? Not a damn thing. Tether, and you think it's popular to be Black, and now you blackity black, and you took your chance and you came in this space and you ain't know you was gonna get this work. You know why? Because if you was raised by a Black person, you would have been so comfortable. You'd have been so comfortable coming in here. You wouldn't even have to announce your blackity black. You just would have came in here and spoke your piece, but you didn't do that. So now I don't believe nothing you said.
Instead, I let you know where I was born, so you wouldn't think I was trying to be an imposter.
We met you about your blackity ancestry and your blackity so-called mom that raised you. We didn't ask you. Why'd you just come speak your... Listen, that's what all y'all tethers do. Just come speak your piece. We don't need to know about your ancestry. Your ancestry that you just found out, but you've been being raised by a Black person. But just recently, you just found out you got foundational Black American. Hell no, I don't believe you. And the next person could address this person.
I'll be damned. I'm loving this. I want everybody right now to listen, okay? I want everybody to understand this is what you call the breakdown. This is my sister breaking it down all the way live. And I like what you just said, sister. I don't believe you. I don't believe you and Hail to the Null are very, very powerful. Very, very powerful. Very. You know, I'm sure everybody right now wants to hear my brother EJ talk. So, brother EJ, the floor is yours.
Natural Resource, he definitely just said everything. Yeah, man, I was trying not to use the bamboo stick. It got too much residue on it from that conversation of, Natural Resource just putting it down for the family. But, you got to watch out for certain people. And I don't know this lady from a can of paint, so she might be telling the truth. But throughout conversations we had with some of these people that are undercover tethers, they do have they have talking points that are trying to go over our heads. So, I mean, it's to each his own, but you got to be real careful with these people that come from different countries. They have different backgrounds, but they'll try to blend in into the FBA, lineage. So, I really like to see some paperwork or some, positive information of your background. And if you're on code and have a black person mindset, you got to put it out there in the real world. And you definitely got to come in with, real paperwork. You just can't be, saying that you're on code, but still trying to be the focal point of your own lineage. So, I just want to see people, be riders amongst, the FBA family and just don't come in here trying to just, ride off our momentum. I just want people to make sure that they can get themselves together in their countries without having, other people's help, because we're dealing with enough stuff in America. And, we done came to a time and a point that everybody got to hold their own nets and do what they have to do for themselves. And if they can't respect what we're doing over here, then we just going to be like ICE. We're going to be pulling up in ICE trucks. We're going to be jumping out of U-Haul trucks and just handling our business. You can get mad. You can cry, mourn, complain, fall out like you in this Georgia heat like I am, but I'm used to it. We bred for, hot conditions down here in the great state of Georgia. But, everybody just got to do what they got to do. Don't be coming to FBA for help. Don't be coming with us with this sad-ass story about how you immigrated to America. You had it so rough, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just want you to go back to your homeland. I mean, Trump giving y'all $1,000, that's more than we ever got when it comes to certain things that we actually need. He actually helping y'all. He giving y'all a one-way trip, a one-way ticket back to y'all homeland. You can use that $1,000 and make sure that y'all can, build up the third world countries from looking like shanty towns. I don't want to see YouTube videos of y'all getting y'all world star on just having stick fights. So, folks were just off code or on code, because we got to get back to the main topic. Is Essence just, leaving a big stinker in the city of New Orleans. And, these tethers are real mad out here. They still in their Uber cars, suffering from, these ICE deportations.
Before I go through the hands, I see Carrie, you're still up here on the stage. Carrie, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. What are your thoughts on immigration?
Pro-immigration?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you, well, I mean, I don't know what.
It's not that hard. You're ifing. Come on. Like, are you for?
I don't know what
Answer the question.
post you're referring to.
Okay.
Right now.
Or damn the post. Are you for immigration or deportations? We're not going to get into the semantics. I don't know what the post on the third day of November 15th at 12 o'clock. What are your thoughts on immigration?
I am pro mass deportations. There should not be one illegal alien in the country, period. I need more context. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fam, I want everybody to notice that whenever you start calling out these people who have questionable backgrounds, they start kind of bouncing.
Questionable. Yeah, I need more context. Just tell me what you're talking.
Well, I have some context for you. The context is when you get down on your knees, don't get just on your left knee, because you might end up messing up your tendons. Okay, so be cautious of that. Also, watch the way you speak to a black person when a black person is talking, since you need context. Okay, what it is here, family, is that you're dealing with a tether. All right, who gives a bunch of mixed signals. I want everybody to notice this, family. They have a lot of mixed signals where they bounce around. They'll say things like, immigration is a good thing, but it's a bad thing. Deportation is good, but it's also bad. It's a lot of things, family, to confuse you so they can't stick to one position. Because if they're forced to stick to one position, then they're going to be exposed for being a tether. And this is the tether energy that I'm speaking of. And by the way, I did never get where you're from. And that's my question to you. Like, where are you from and what do you specifically identify as? Because as I tangle through all of your misnomers, your lies, and your fraudulent energy, I still don't really have a direct answer on you yourself as a person. What do you identify as directly? Where are you from directly? And what is your political position in terms of Black Americans, not African Americans? Those are three questions that I present to you.
I told you at the beginning, I was born in Nicaragua. So therefore,
And I told you I wasn't listening in the beginning. So that's why I just reiterated it for you. So you can drop the sassy tether talk because it does not work on the Black American. Again, now I noticed that everybody, look at the top of the title, fam. You see how it says Tether Stay Mad? Does this woman seem very, very upset? She seems very angry. And by the way, you're not coming across as someone who cares about Black Americans, because all you've done is got in this space and you've raised your voice, got upset. You've basically started crying and having a temper tantrum when people call out your fraudulent lineage that we can't ever put an actual pin on. So without the tether attitude, tell us exactly where you're from now. I'm talking about going forward.
I said I am from Nicaragua. Therefore, legally, I am a Nicaraguan American because I am naturalized. I was naturalized as a teenager with my Black mother there. As far as immigration goes, all illegal aliens need to be deported. I don't appreciate that immigrants who do come here get more benefits and resources to start businesses than Black Americans do. What other questions do you have for me?
My other questions I have for you are, how come you have this fake allegiance towards Black Americans?
I was raised by Black Americans, so that question doesn't even make
A
any
lot of
sense.
people are raised by Black Americans. You have Black people. James Clyburn was raised by Black Americans, but he's a... So that's not really going to fit in. Family, I want everybody to notice that she thinks just being raised by Black folks makes her some type of certified or qualified person. That is not the way it works, Mr.
What are you
Tether.
talking about?
I'm talking about exactly what I said. And I'm talking about your skeptical background. And by the way, the Nicaraguan in you, you're a Nicaraguan American. That right there disqualifies you from speaking on Black American issues here in the United States of America, okay? Because down there, they're really just melanated immigrants. So family, we have a melanated immigrant trying to tell us about Black American issues. And I look down your timeline, I don't see anything about reparations at all on here. And how can you say that you're down with foundational Black Americans and you're not speaking about reparations, which is the #1 priority and political objective of our lineage, heritage, and culture? Did you miss that part? Okay, did you not see that? Did your Black American family skip over that as well? Because you have a lot of inequities in every single thing that you're saying, and we're pulling your whole card, okay? And I don't care if you get upset or you get mad because you're dealing with the wrong crowd. You need to read the room, okay? I know that you're on that Nicaraguan time, but let me give you foundational Black American time. We don't believe you, like my sister Natural said. We don't accept you, like I'm saying, and everybody in this space right now is laughing at you, and we're exposing you in the process. In terms of reparations, how come you haven't been a strong advocate out there for reparations? And quite frankly, let me make this clear. We don't want you to be. But I also want you to tell everybody why you haven't been doing it, but you've been claiming that you're so down with it. Now, that's a question since you wanted one, and I gave it to you crystal clear in proletarian foundational Black American vernacular. Answer.
Oh, and she did say that she has that on her platform. So she did lie and say that she is advocating for reparations.
If you use the search button for my profile and
if I use the search button, I will see that you're a tether. How about that? Matter of fact, I don't even have to search for it. All right. And being an advocate means more than just posting something, because quite frankly, you got premises who retweet reparations just so they look down. OK, you're trying to yo us. All right. And that Nicaraguan yo ain't really working. All right. Again, I want you to talk about really stepping up to the plate and being a true advocate like you're saying that you are. And all this talk about you tweeted something out here, there, and I wouldn't have to use the damn search bar if it was up and down your page. I'm looking at my foundational Black American brothers and sisters right here. I see Queen Alpha. I see my brother Arthur. I see my Kel. I see Angelic, my sister Natural Tora, both EJs, both from Georgia, just like me. And you don't have to use the search bar to find out our reparations, okay? When I talk about my brothers, sisters, and this lineage, heritage, and culture, you don't have to search for me riding for my brothers. So that right there is number 3037, why you've been disqualified from speaking on our lineage and why you've been exposed as a tether. And tether stay mad, and that's why you're mad right now. That's why you're upset right now. And if I were you, I'd be the same exact way. But good thing for me, I'm not you, because I'm a Black American and you're a Nicaraguan. Okay, so again, how come you ain't been a real advocate? And how come you ain't really been out there talking about reparations? And since you've done neither of the two, then how come you're in this space pretending? So you need to answer that question in complete capacity and keep the tether sassiness, because that does not move foundational Black Americans. You sound like one of the UK rappers. You ain't really getting us off the block. All right. Now answer the question.
There's really nothing I can say to you because anything I say, you convolute it and make it negative, and I don't know. I can't respond to that.
Well, you can't respond to it, then that means you don't have an answer. Because somebody who's really speaking
You
what
have
they
an
feel,
answer, but you
no,
convolute
you
it
don't
and
have
make
an
it
answer.
negative.
You don't have an answer, okay? Because family, if you're really speaking the truth, you're not worried about somebody trying to convolute it. Convoluted basically translation means I don't have an answer, Mr. Black Alpha. And if I give you an answer, it's going to be like my last 32 answers. And I don't want to be exposed for the 33rd. So I'm going to just pretend that you're being mean to me. And I noticed that you're saying the same exact thing to my sister Natural. See, you talk like a tether. Everything you say is a tether talking point. And we understand tether talking points. The fact that you try to speak about trauma and all these type of things, that right there is basically you trying to say that we don't understand what we're speaking of. In reality, we're flipping it on you and we're saying that you don't understand what the hell you're talking about. You don't understand what you're talking about in terms of advocacy, and you thought that you were going to talk to the African American. Remember, y'all, she referenced us as an African American earlier in the space. And the African American, she can get away with coming in here saying things that don't really add up, don't really make no sense, nobody really believes. And then she could just say, it's not me who has ES up and down my timeline. It's not me who can't make one point. It's really you guys who don't understand what I'm saying. No, don't worry about me convoluting it. If you really want to answer the question, you're going to answer the question. You're going to answer the question because the truth will not be stopped if it's really real. And the fact that you hit them damn brakes real quick means that you came across something that you know you really couldn't handle. Now, answer that question. See, I'm going to spin it all the way back around.
I can handle it, but
Listen what I'm talking. Listen what I'm talking, Miss Fufu, okay? You one of them burrito fufus, okay? Listen when I'm talking. When a Black American is talking, you listen. Bottom line. And I will not tell you again. See, family, I'm not playing this up in here. All right, my lineage is too damn important to be listening to this nonsense from this woman. You're ducking and dodging from answering what I'm telling you. And if you actually listened instead of talking, you might learn something in the process and you can take it back home to your melanated family. And by the way, this woman's family are not Black Americans. Her family are a bunch of melanated immigrants who came over here to the United States of America. What we call those people are failures. And you're trying to tell the excellent foundational Black American lineage, heritage, and culture to believe you. Hell no, we don't believe you. Hell no, we're not hearing anything that you're saying. And if you don't make any points, then why should we take you serious? That's exactly what it is. Now, when I'm talking, you listen. I will give you the opportunity to say what you need to say, but I'm going to lay down some guidelines because I'm FBA and I said so. And if you don't like it, then you know what you can do. Family, we're not playing with these people. Now, listen here, Miss Carrie. You're going to answer my questions directly, and you're not going to give me any misnomers, and you're not going to say, well, you're being mean to me. You're being mean to the person in the mirror, as well as your melanated immigrant family. Yes, I said it. Yes, I meant it. Yes, I'll say it again. Now, answer the question. How come you're not a real advocate, but yet you claim to be a real advocate? Because foundational Black Americans, let me tell you what we do know. We know a new face, and we know and you fit the description for both of them. How come you're out here footing with advocacy, but you want us to accept you with open arms? Answer it directly.
I've already answered it, but I'll answer it again. I don't know what is the best way to advocate for reparations without, again, coming across as rude or anything like that. And so the best way I know how to do it is by interacting on social media, and then attending a reparations hearing and speaking to my testimony, having been raised by a Black American family.
Freeze. Family, how does she
I will post a photo of
family? How does she have a testimony when she says she doesn't know how to do it? What do you call a testimony from someone who says they don't know how to do it? How can you go to a place and say, you know what, I'm going to give my testimony? How do you do it again? Oh, I'm going to give my testimony. What are we talking about again? Oh, I'm going to give my testimony. What's this reparations thing? So you're going to speak at a reparations hearing, but you don't know how to do it. And since you say that you know so much about reparations, let me ask you, what type of reparations do you want foundational Black Americans to have? And I am about to get you, and we're about to get to the dollars and to the pennies, because family, this right here is a clinical breakdown, as I always do. And when they come across a foundational Black American and all of the wind came out themselves, you don't really sound with that same energy as before. And sometimes you got to check people, okay? Bring them on down to reality. You know how they say 0 to 100 real quick? She went from 100 to 0 real quick. Now, what is your plan for reparations? What do you believe about reparations? And what dollar amount, if you believe in money, that foundational Black Americans should secure? And that's a very simple question.
Well, from what I understand, the last amount was in the trillions. And so effectively, every Black American in the country would become a multimillionaire. And that's a threat to Black Americans and to immigrants.
Ma'am, I didn't ask you what our reparations plan was. I said, what is yours? Y'all, I want everybody to notice.
I can't. I don't. That's my.
Be quiet when I'm talking. Family, I want everybody to notice that I asked her what is her reparations plan, and she gave us our reparations plan. So basically, she just got on that same social media that she loves. And by the way, never trust somebody who says they advocate for us in social media. How come you don't advocate for us in real life? Sounds like somebody who gets on my brother Tariq's page and just sees what he says, gets on my page and just sees what I says and just retweets and said, well, I heard that the last time, and what I understand is that y'all want a lot of money and y'all want them in dollars. Y'all want $2 bills. Listen, tell me your reparations plan and what you believe, because everybody in here supports reparations, but we all have different means and different ways in which we want it. Some people want it directly, cash payments. Some people say they want it in the thousands. Some people say they want it in millions. Some people say they want it here and there and over there. I want you to tell us your reparations plan as I asked you, and not our reparations plan. See, when I ask her what's her reparations plan, she probably doesn't have one. But when I say what's our reparations plan, she could just regurgitate and mimic what we've said before. I want you to tell us your reparations plan. Since you're such an advocate, tell us what you feel about reparations since you're such an advocate, and tell us the dollar bills that you believe that we should accept if you're such an advocate. And by the way, I see Elon Musk and all that on your page, and Elon Musk is a supremacist. And Elon Musk, that you say you're against white supremacy, by the way, Elon Musk is a supremacist, and I don't think he agrees with reparations. So you support people who don't support reparations. Ain't that crazy? I'll be damned. But go ahead and tell us your reparations plan in terms of the dollars, in terms of the bills, in terms of how much. And I don't want you to give us what we said. I want you to give us what you said.
But you just
quit talking about what I said, fam. Do y'all see her first answer was you just don't talk about you. I'm going to be okay. I'm a foundational Black American man. I'm from the strongest lineage, heritage, and culture. I'm not a melanated immigrant. I'm going to be fine. Please don't worry about me. I don't need a wellness check. I'm a very, very handsome young foundational Black American man. I got a very beautiful wife. Okay. So I'm going to be okay. So don't worry about me. Don't worry about my sister Angelic. Don't worry about my brothers EJ or Arthur or Natural. Don't worry about us. That's your problem again. You're too worried about us. What do you feel? And I'm going to keep saying you because I'm talking to you. What do you feel about reparations, and what is your reparations plan, agenda, and objective that you feel that we should get? Don't talk about me. Go ahead, Miss Carrie.
I'm going to support what you think it should be the reparations plan. I'm not going to I'm not the one to determine what other people suffered and what they should be. Y'all need to have that discussion and have us support you.
I thought you said that we were one of you. I thought you said you were a foundational Black American. It's funny, family, she stops talking about the we anymore now. I want everybody to notice.
That's a distant.
Now it's distant now. It's distant now, right? It's real distant real quick. When you ask her, what's your reparations plan? I mean, not like us together, not we. I'm talking about y'all. Everybody notice how we turns into y'all real quick when you ask these people to get specific. I asked you a specific question in regards to you, Carrie. And your thing is, well, I'm going to go with what y'all say. There's two problems with that. One, if you're just going with what we say, then that means you ain't really been paying attention and you really haven't given it much thought and you really haven't seen the nuances and the details of it. So that means you're not really a rider and you're not really a foundational Black American cousin or whatever you said you were. Because I don't know about anybody else, but if I'm dealing with somebody that I claim to be, I'm going to know all the nooks and crannies. I'm going to know every single thing. I'm not just going to say, EJ, just do what you do, brother. Go ahead. I'm not going to say, Queen Alpha, yeah, it's on you, sister. You just have that. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually have details to it. So the fact that you don't have details, and I want everybody to notice right now, she still ain't giving me no damn details. She still ain't gave me no details at all. And now she's talking about I'm your distant friend, cousin, relative. Fam, what reparations is like a lottery ticket. And what foundational Black Americans are, we're like the person who won the lotto. Anybody who's ever won the lottery, they wake up the next day and they got about 52 different cousins and distant relatives that ain't ever talked to them in their whole life that just show up. If any of us right now hit the mega millions, you're going to have a hell of a lot of cousins that you ain't never seen before. You're going to have 52 removed cousins, the 33rd and a half cousins that going to say, ain't we really family? This woman is somebody who's been watching that foundational Black American lineage take off. And now she's trying to say, well, I am a foundational Black American. I just found that out. And by the way, if you're so foundational Black American that you said in your blood, you're foundational Black American and you're immigrant adoptive parents are foundational Black Americans don't sound like they've been really hyping you up and putting you on game neither. And none of this distant stuff is going to work. Because let me tell you what distant means for us. Distant means is that you're not one of us. And we don't accept distant. We accept immediate. See, foundational Black Americans, we are an immediate lineage, not a distant. Because you say distant, the next thing you know, Mr. Zimbabwe is going to show up. And then maybe even Mrs. Nicaragua will show up. I'll be damned. So again, you tell us how you feel about reparations, not about us. And I want everybody to know, so I told her to tell me directly how she feels about reparations. And I shut it down the first time. And the second time she came back to me and said the same exact thing with different words. But I caught you. You know you don't f*** up, right? You know you don't f*** up, right? Okay. When she was talking to my sister Natural, she was real fast talking about y'all done been through some trauma. Y'all being mean to me because Black folks done dealt with trauma in America. So you can trauma diagnose us about slavery, but you can't give me a dollar amount about reparations for that slavery. That right there is the hypocritical tether that we talk about. And this is a checkmate.
I believe that every Black American is entitled to trillions of dollars and however that breaks down, but it looks like it would be Black Americans would get millions of dollars in reparations. That's what I support.
How many millions of dollars? That's too vague for me. Reparations ain't vague. And we don't have a vague reparations plan. I want everybody to know that our reparations plan is very specific. And she said that she agrees with us, but yet she gave me a vague answer. We don't have vague answers. How much money do you believe that Black Americans should get individually? She's Googling right now, everybody. She's Googling right now. I want y'all to know it's the silence.
Yeah, I don't have it.
Googling. You was on Nicaraguan Google.
I don't have a number.
Okay, then you don't have a plan. And you don't have foundational Black American blood flowing through you. That's really what this is all about. And you gave us the long roundabout way of telling us that you're a tether. You don't have a reparations plan. And family, all of that she just said right there, and then she told us that she goes to reparation hearings and has testimonies. What the hell kind of testimony is that? I don't have a dollar amount. I don't know what to say. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You need to stay out of FBA business. And family, what we're doing right now is we are canceling this tether. And hopefully, by the powers invested in me as a foundational Black American #1 activist, we are going to cancel this from ever talking about FBA again. I want you to never mention my lineage, heritage, and culture ever again in your life, because all you're doing is putting your tether salt in the game. All you're doing is giving us roundabout ways of saying you don't know a thing. This is why we have these spaces. This is why we break these things down. And this is why we delineate at 100%, not 55. We have to stop these individuals from popping up everywhere, because I could already see her testimony. As a melanated immigrant who grew up with parents, I think that y'all should have all the money that you feel that you might, should, coulda, woulda get on Thursday. And if it doesn't come on Thursday, Saturday afternoon at 5, or perhaps Sunday. You don't have a reparations plan, because I believe that you deep down inside, you probably have a husband. I'm going to be honest with you, okay? And friends, I don't see anything Black American about you. I really do not. And I see a lot of conservative talk on your page, and those conservatives, they don't support reparations neither. So I'm wondering how you have such a pro-Black American stance, but yet every single thing that you say is not pro-Black American. Family. If it comes down to being for the lineage, you're going to be for the lineage. If you have vague answers where you're Googling and putting yourself on mute on purpose, like she just did, so she can type in something, she's probably on my page or Tariq's page and trying to study, oh, the Blacks say they want this. And I want you to accept this as your eviction notice from coming around foundational Black Americans. And if you're melanated and you claim Black American parents don't agree, then you give them a space and you have them call me, and I'll give them the same work as well, because Grandpa can get it too. Yes, absolutely. Okay. There is no separation from delineation. So you need to take this pink slip and get out of my community and go fight for people down in Nicaragua. You don't even support your own people. So why would I think that you support mine? Now, let me send this to my sister Natural, who set this thing off, because family, I've already dished out the pink slip and the eviction notice. I've already exposed this woman and broke it down thoroughly. There's really nothing more for me to say other than to sit back, light up a cigar, and enjoy being a foundational Black American. And I just shut her down the same way we shut down the Essence Festival. Ain't it a beautiful day to be FBA, because FBA don't play. My sister Natural, the floor is yours, beloved.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, she never answered what her political stance is. And when you look at her page, she over here pandering for something. And she thought she was going to come over here with that blackety fake fuck shit. And she was going to wiggle her way over here with the, yeah, and I'm black and my ancestry. Yeah, she's over here pandering. I don't know, but she never answered your question about what's her political stance, because her page say one thing and she's saying another. Like I said, she doesn't have nothing on the board to show that she's been stomping for reparations or anything else. And she specifically said yes when I asked her. She goes, yeah, push a button. No, bitch, I'm not pushing nothing because we really don't care. You shouldn't even be over here. I'm not about to go search no Tether, because we should be able to just see it. You coming in here and speaking to us, then you should be coming in here with your receipts. We don't have to go look for nothing. When y'all coming in here and y'all pandering to us, then y'all need to be coming with receipts. So post your receipts in the Jumbotron. We're not about to push a button to see shit. But she never said anything about what her political stance is. So she came in here disingenuous. My spidey senses went up immediately. That's why I never normally interrupt the host or anyone else, but I had to get in on her because I already knew what it was, and I knew that she was going to break her down, and you broke her down perfectly. I just wish that more people could have, got on her, but it's really no need. She's a Tether. She's been exposed with her blackety black. Don't call me that nickname. Blackety black. You're blackety black. Blackety black with your blackety black. I don't even believe. I believe that the people that adopted you was Tethers. I believe they was Tethers too. And what political party are you over here pandering for? Because you ain't stomping for nothing. You ain't stomping for reparations. You ain't stomping for nothing on your page, but you posting Elon Musk and you posting everyone that is against reparations. So everything you saying at your mouth is a Tether lie. And I believe that the people that adopted you is a Tether too, because you don't have nothing. We can't even feel what Tariq say, Majora spirit. I can't feel nothing through this phone. I can't feel nothing. You ain't no cousin of ours. I feel nothing because you don't even have no plan. You don't even have a plan. So we know you came in here disingenuous. I'm not going to push no button and look you up. Come in here with your receipts if you coming to talk to us. That's how it is. Come with your receipts if you're coming to talk to us. Other than that, we don't want to hear your Tether babble. We don't want to hear your Tether. We don't want. And you know what? I bet you those adopted parents are Tethers too. But you came in here and you knew what to say because you've been studying us, and you knew to say, "Oh, my ancestries," because you've been studying us, and you knew to come in here. You knew to come in here without us even asking and tell us how blackety black your family was, and you just had your answers because you listen to Tariq, you listen to Alpha, so you knew what to say when you came in here. And you were Tether, and you're disingenuous, and you came over here pandering for something, and you got shut down. You thought you was gonna come over here with the blackety black and my ancestors FBA and my black parents. Y'all all say the same damn thing, and y'all never really know where y'all originated from, your original parents, because you don't want nobody to break it down. Listen, you've been exposed. You've been exposed. I seen you coming. You're just like sinners. I seen you coming. That's why I had to interrupt and go ahead and break it down and let the family know that. And whatever you was trying to come over here and pander for, it was an epic fail because we beat you down before you could even come over here and pander with that. And I land.
There it is. There it go, family. Carrie, I see you in here hashtagging black and white. Yeah, shout out to the whole family because y'all know this is a family affair. How come I'm seeing a bunch of people in here saying that you're posting a hell of a lot of things about our reparations and you're hashtagging black and white? Explain that one to me. Why are you combining our reparations with the hashtag black and white? Do you feel white people deserve reparations as well?
No, I'm just angry at white people specifically, and immigrants, frankly, for objecting to reparations for Black Americans.
Okay, so let me get this right.
I want to make sure that they know my opinion.
Right. Okay, so let me get this right. You're mad at white people, so you hashtag black and white for reparations. That is your goal and plan. And that is how you take out your frustration with white folks, by hashtagging black and white together. I'm very confused.
And maybe just, well, that's what I do.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make sure that they're included. They know my, that they know Black reparations for Black Americans. That's what I want them to know.
Ma'am, you messed up. You messed up big time, ma'am.
How?
We caught you. What you mean, how? You put black and white, and you're saying you did that because you're mad? I've never seen anybody say black and white because they're mad at people. Okay? There's a billion other things that you could say to express your anger with people. So family, did she just say that she hashtag black and white together because she wants reparations? Your reparations plan is black and white. And you feel so strong.
Oh wait, are you?
Fact that
This is
no, don't get mad now. You could have answered that a second ago. All right. Now you're out here tripping. She hashtagged black and white in the picture, and I think she might have white people with her in the picture. However, she hashtagged black and white together, and she said that she did that because she's mad at white people. That is what she's saying. That's her reparations plan. Now, family, when I asked this woman to give us some type of reparations plan and how she felt about reparations, she couldn't say anything to me at all. I asked her for 10 minutes straight. She gave me every other answer other than the one I was asking. And then when I have one of my good people in the chat send me a photo of her where she hashtagged black and white together, she said she did that because she's angry. I've never seen anybody ever hashtag black and white as a reparations plan. Never. That sounds like you out here caping for Zaddy. That's what it sounds like.
And Brother Alpha, I want to know if you and Natural Beauty notice how she said black a few times. Like, I said black. I mean, don't nobody talk about their own lineage like that, especially with this that we've been going through historically, what we go through now. And then that's the way you're going to respond about your own damn lineage. I mean, your whole reparations thing. I don't care. I don't care if you went to every reparations meeting and call yourself advocating for us. You won't do that. You can't do that because as far as the people in this room that I know of, if anyone correct me if I'm wrong, the only one that really touches concrete and touches grass more than damn near anybody in this room is Black Alpha. That brother has been from coast to freaking coast, advocating, confronting people, confronting politicians. Have you confronted a politician? I have. Have you, Carrie? No. And then come into safe spaces or spaces that you think are safe. Because that's another thing. People like you think that you can come around FBAs because you think you come around a bunch of kittens and that you're going to be the E.F. Hutton that we're all going to admirably just sit there with big old Kool-Aid grins and listen to. That's what you think. You don't go around there to your supremacist Blanco people. You don't go around to your supremacist Latinas. You don't go around to your supremacist Afro-Latinas. No, you come in here talking about, how you feel and what you're doing. You want to impress us? And at this point, it probably won't even impress us. Go to Myron Gaines' space and talk about him. Go talk to Martinez or Karen Boss. Shout out to Black Alpha for that. Go to them and talk smack about them. Why you feel you got to come to what you think is a safe space and then come in here and massage our egos? We know this, Alain.
All right, let me say this. Okay, Carrie, you have two white people in the picture and you hashtag black and white with the two white people in the photo. Okay, and you're saying that that's because you're mad at people. Nothing about this at all looks like you're mad at people, okay? And you're talking about a town hall, you're talking about never again, student activism, a march for our lives. I don't believe anything that you're saying has anything to do with foundational Black American reparations. And I believe that you truly are a melanated immigrant. And you said that you're our distant relative. Well, I want you to be so distant that you never come around us anymore. I'm just going to be honest with you, because this type of weak advocacy that you proclaim, purport, and profess that you're doing isn't going to cut it at all. And I also don't like the way that you've had little comments towards foundational Black Americans. I picked up what my brother picked up on earlier, where you said the blacks. I also picked up on what my sister Natural Torah said, how you were talking about y'all been through trauma. I don't rock with that or respect that. Also see that you tagged me and said I was being rude. I have 1,000 folks right now that say I'm a mean, angry Black man, a couple million of them to be exact. I don't need to hear from someone who says that they're a Black person. One thing about Black American people, family, we don't sit there and play victim towards each other and say, you being mean to me, you being wrong. We have our political and social right to express ourselves any way in which we choose, especially with something that pertains to our lineage, heritage, and culture that has always been under siege. You should understand that. And the fact that there's so many things that you're saying that sound exact like supremacists or exactly like immigrants, and then you say that you're down with us, that is an absolute complete exposure of yourself. So yes, I do issue you this eviction notice, and you really were never on the inside. So you can take this eviction notice out of here. We don't want you advocating for reparations or anything that we're doing because you do such a terrible job. I need somebody that advocates for reparations that can actually complete a sentence about it. I need somebody that says they go give testimonies that can actually give a testimony in the space. It's funny you say that you go give testimonies at reparations hearings, but you couldn't give a testimony in this Twitter space. That is not good, not acceptable. And that's the type of anchor that we don't need. But coming from an anchor baby, I'm not surprised at all.
I haven't given testimony. I said that that's something that I'll do when that.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Don't do it in your neighborhood or my neighborhood or anybody's neighborhood. This is what I'm telling you. Don't.
I'm going to.
That's not my opinion. It's a fact. Facts have guarantees. Okay. We don't want you to. I'm telling you now, as a foundational Black American, I think my brothers and sisters agree. Don't go give a testimony, because all you're going to do is mess up the reparations. And you need to tell everybody, if you go do this, that you're not a Black American. And why are you wanting to give
Which I did at the beginning of this discussion.
Okay, good. Then you need to go ahead and stand on that. And stand on that means don't go to the reparations hearing, because we don't go to anybody else's hearings discussing their business and we're not one of them. You said that you are a distant person, but you want to be immediate towards my reparations. That's unacceptable. Okay. And I want to know, how come you're not out here advocating for the people of your homeland? Why do you feel the need to come and talk about my reparations money? And you say you're not one of us, even though in the beginning you said you were, but that's okay. You flip-flopping. That's all right. How come you want to talk about reparations for us, but yet you don't do any advocating or stomping for your own people? That makes zero sense. And don't tell me it's because you were adopted, because adopted is not bloodline. All right. Adopted is basically another way of saying $5 FBA, $2 tether. Family, now let's get to real work, okay? I want everybody to understand, to observe, and to analyze right here what's going on. These individuals will come at us in a million different ways, because they know that they don't truly have any type of clout, cachet, or credentials when it comes to us. They understand that they're not one of us. They have this very, very determined factor to be accepted by FBA, and it's not really because they have our best interests or our welfare in their eyes. This woman comes here and she says that she's all about reparations, but couldn't give me a simple reparations plan, an agenda, or an objective. And when I asked her about that plan, agenda, or objective, the first thing she did was regurgitate what we've all been saying. I know a 10-year-old who understands that we need to get reparations. I'm going to need a woman who looks like she's probably knocking on 60 to give me a better plan than that. And we also understand that when these people come around here and they tell us that we as foundational Black Americans need to be nice to them, that's basically a way of saying y'all some mean Blacks. Is really what it is, because they want to disarm us from speaking the truth about what we stand on. She sat here and completely embarrassed herself based on facts that she couldn't present and based on misnomers that she was regurgitating, and we didn't believe none of them. That's one thing that we do in this generation, family. And I started this off by saying it, and I'm going to stand on it all the way through. We're not here to play nice. If you want to go play nice, then you go play volleyball. Volleyball is a very, very nice sport. OK, you got sand and you can jump up and down on the beach. That's made for you. If you out here with delineation, reparations, regulation, you got to stand on business and you got to be stern. You can't be out here playing with these folks. So that is the energy that we bring into it. And I also want everybody to see that we don't ease back when it comes to what we desire, what we cherish, and what is owed to us. And people with fake reparations plans who she thought she was just going to tell us, I don't know a damn thing about reparations. I don't know a damn thing about y'all. My paperwork is trash, but I'm still going to talk at your reparations panel. And I'm probably the first person that she's ever encountered in her life that said, no, we don't want you. And I know you're still listening, Carrie, so I'm going to say it again. No, we don't want you. Pink slip, eviction notice, because 1, you're not one of us. 2, go fight for your people. And 3, we don't need any anchor tether trying to anchor tether themselves on to what we have created. You're not invited. Everybody used to say back in the day, remember they used to say, well, not everybody's going to make it. Well, Black Alpha has updated that. Black Alpha says not everybody's getting a damn invite. See, not going to make it means that you got an invite. You just couldn't get there. Not invited means we don't want you. So you're not invited. We don't want you, and we have rejected you. So stay wherever the hell you are, whether that be Nicaragua, that be melanated immigrant land, that be Tether Island. Have fun over there, because foundational Black Americans, we doing good right here without that energy, because we got real energy. And our real energy is above anything that they can come up with. And our real energy is certified. And when you certified all the damn time. Checkmate. Shout out to my sister, Natural. You went ahead and gave her that work. Seppa, you did the same exact thing. And all she did was just tell us exactly why tethers are mad. I've seen a lot of tethers, family. I want everybody to think about this as well. Think about the spaces that I hold. Think about the spaces Tariq holds. And I want everybody to notice the 1,000 different tactics of a tether. You guys notice that they come from a lot of different angles. So when people say, man, don't let these people come into spaces, man. No. They need to come in these spaces, because we need to see all the different angles in which they're going to come up with. So don't nothing get by us. I've seen tethers come at us in every angle. All right, I've never seen the Nicaraguan melanated immigrant version until today. And now we've seen it today, and voila, you know how to handle these people. This is all taking somebody to school. You take these individuals to school, you pack them up, and now you see exactly the way things unfold. It always comes back to us. It always goes back down to how we are. And I want everybody else to notice that she didn't really come in here talking about us shutting down the Essence Festival. She kind of halfway played with it. It was very vague. Anytime someone has a vague answer, they don't have a real answer. Anytime someone throws around opinion, that means they don't have facts. Very, very intelligent people, they don't throw around the term opinion a lot. Opinion is a term that was created for somebody who don't know what they're talking about. If you ever notice, the people that you know in your life, they don't really know anything. So they always say, well, that's my opinion. It's not an opinion in terms of reparations. We're not going to go to the White House. We're not going to go to Congress and say, well, our opinion is that we want some reparations. Our opinion is that we coming to get our check. She has an opinion, and it's really not even a real one. It's just a word that she's using so she can conflate it and get access into what belongs to us. She's not somebody who at all wants foundational Black Americans to get reparations. She's someone who wants to prevent us from getting reparations. And I tell everybody all the time, there's two types of people: the person who wants to steal our reparations and the person who wants to stop our reparations. And if they want to steal our reparations, it's because they can't stop it. If they want to stop it, it's because they know they can't steal it. That's what it is. And we're going to continue to break these people down, and we're going to continue to pack these people up because we're getting closer to the bag. The pain is starting to dry on this era and this generation. All right, let's make this clear, fam. We ain't just woke up yesterday. This generation is getting closer to the money. This generation ain't in the early stages. Now we're trucking along. So it is more evident now more than ever that we run these people the hell up out of there. And if we got to educate the crowd in the process, then that's exactly what the hell we gonna do. We gonna educate the crowd, because I want my brothers and sisters to know that these people gonna come up with every single angle. Remember when they sat on our reparations panels a couple years ago? We shut that down, right? Then now you got people running around here saying we don't need to call ourselves Black no more. That wasn't even a thing they were really talking a couple years ago. Just a few days ago, they were saying don't say American. They don't want us to say foundational. They don't want us to say freedmen. They don't want us to say Black. They don't want us to say American, but they didn't have no problem with us saying minority and people of color. Or like Miss Carey was saying, Black and white. And by the way, I do see a picture of her and it's got a couple white people and it says Black and white. And then when I asked her how come she has it, she said she did it because she's mad at people. So she's so mad at people that she takes a picture with white people, hashtags Black and white, and that's her reparations plan. Her reparations plan is not tangible. It's not cash payments. It's not benefits. It's not we coming to Washington to get our check. Her reparations agenda is Black and white and smiling with meth head Matthew. That is her reparations plan. So therefore, this is the pink slip, the eviction notice, the get the hell up off my block from foundational Black Americans. And it's going to stay that way because we ran all of that out the building. And now we in here and we holding it down the real proper way. In terms of the Essence Festival, in terms of Akon City, in terms of the melanated immigrants, these people know that their days are numbered. They thought everything was good and they thought everything was safe and they thought they had a way into our community. Now they finding out, family, that stuff ain't going to work. And it's not working because we got a zero tolerance policy. See, a lot of folks didn't have a zero tolerance policy when it came to delineating, or as I've been saying for years, we some regulators, some certified regulators. Now these people understand that we're not out here to play nice. You got to understand, as a Black American, even when you being nice, they're going to say you being rude. As a Black American, even when you being civil, they're going to say you uncivil. They're always going to try to put the jacket on you of being the angry Black person. And that shows you exactly what they were doing in the process. They were trying to make it look like we're the ones attacking them. You look at the Haitians out here right now. A lot of these Haitians are running around, and what are they doing? They're saying how they built America. Now, remember, the Mexican was just saying that they built America, right? The reason why these people are trying to insert themselves into our identity is because they want what we have. And that's exactly what this individual is doing. If you've seen one tether, you've seen them all. Shout out again to my sister Natural, because you set this off. You really did, sister, because you came with it straight fire out the gate. And that's exactly how we got to do it. Out the gate fire. You weren't saying, well, no, I'll let it talk. No, I ain't no goddamn let them talk. They've talked long enough. They've talked long enough, family. How long are we going to let these people talk? How long are we going to have people come up in our space and we just going to let them speak? They keep on speaking, and every time they speak, things they say does not work for us. And that's exactly what my sister did. That's what my brother did. That's what y'all do. That's what I'm doing. You put all that energy together, we move in everything. That's exactly what we did with the Essence Festival. That's exactly what we're doing with these tethers. And I don't give a damn if it's tether number 500, and I don't give a damn if it's tether number 700. You seen one, you seen them all. And if you ever see a tether, you got to understand you're seeing a supremacist. Y'all tell me right now, what do tethers do that is any different than a supremacist? Not a damn thing. They all got the same energy. They all operate the same way. They all say the same exact thing about foundational Black Americans. None of these people are out here working for us. It's pretty much like we've always said, it's FBA against the world, and we win by a knockout. No 12-round decisions up in here. And you only get that if you're standing on that business the real way in which we all are doing. So you can see clearly, fam, the more and more we are delineating, the more and more we're separating, the more we're ruining these people and putting them out of business. And y'all notice that these people are having a hard transition accepting this new generation, a new generation in which we've all ushered into America. They're having a hard time accepting this. That woman couldn't accept the fact that brothers and sisters weren't giving her a pass. See, they're so used to getting passes written for them that they don't really know how to handle no pass. And that's exactly what was going on with her. She couldn't handle not coming in our spaces and foundational Black Americans being sweet. And that's what she expected. They all expect that from us, man. And this is why they're getting a rude awakening. They all are used to the African American that allowed them just to say whatever the hell they wanted to say. What you think happened with the Essence Festival? These folks came out and said, we're going to have a Jollof and a jambalaya battle in New Orleans with all the food in New Orleans. We're going to have this right in y'all face and y'all just going to accept it. Because they were so used to people playing sweet for them. They were so used to folks allowing them to get away with anything. No disrespect to the previous generations, but the stuff that the previous generations used to let these people get away with, ain't no way in hell we let them get away with it. Ain't no way in hell, because we've seen the results, fam. We've all lived in the results of allowing people to do and say as they choose against us. And we just not going for it no more. And I don't give a damn if they have temper tantrums, if they get upset, if they get mad, good. They just going to have to be mad. It's going to be reparations or it's going to be none. That's it. There ain't no middle ground. This life knows winners and losers and nothing in between. So either foundational Black Americans is going to be on foundational Black American time, or foundational Black Americans are going to be out of time. And tethers would love nothing more than that. So family, we are going to be completely 100% regulators, certified regulators. And if you ain't regulating, you need to sit down and let the real regulators get to business and get to work. That's the way we moving. That's the way we pushing. And there's nothing in between. But let me send this to my sister Natural, because one thing about us, when we put out that certified foundational Black American regulator energy, it don't stop. And let it be known. I know Tethers is listening right now. Tethers, I know y'all listening. Let me give y'all some advice. We be trying to let the Tethers know. Okay, I don't hear all that stuff about FBA's mean. Y'all done had years of foundational Black Americans trying to work with y'all, trying to hip y'all up to supremacy. You said you don't want to know about supremacy. You want to be down with supremacy. We've been trying to tell y'all to stay the hell away from us with that nonsense. You said, no, I'm going to still come around. So tethers can't blame nobody but they damn self. We've been putting y'all on game, but now y'all put to shame. Go ahead again, sister.
You know what got her caught up? Because, you know, you called her back up because she said something ain't sound right. Because she was like, basically, we need to move on from our culture and create new cultures. And I wanted to get a better understanding. So she exposed herself. Because what you mean? We're not moving on from our culture. This is our culture. So when she said that, I was like, yep, ding, ding, ding. Tether alert. What do you mean move on and create new? She said new cultural experiences or whatever. And that doesn't even sound right to me. What do you mean create? We don't have to create anything new. This is ours. So that's what my spidey senses is like, okay, I know what I'm dealing with. And she told on herself when she came back up to clarify that question. That's how she got busted.
Good point. You did. Absolutely. You're right. Yep. It slipped. It slipped. You let these tethers talk long enough, you're going to hear what they got to say. You're going to hear what they got to say. You absolutely right. I did. I noticed you caught her on that one. And that was it. Yeah, move on from our court. There's always these, it's loaded language, everybody. It's loaded language. And in order to understand what a tether's saying or a supremacist, you got to understand the nuances and the details. This is why it's something that you got to consistently study. And this is why you got to have some type of interaction with these people. You got to know what they're saying because they're very devious and they have a lot of backdoor ways of saying things that they truly want to say. About 5% of tethers and supremacists are open and direct with it. Only about 5%. And that may be giving them too much credit. The majority of these people are always going to be sneaky. And they're always going to talk in these very snake-like ways of saying things that oppose us, but putting some sugar on it or some jollof on it or whatever the hell they're doing. So you got to understand how it was. My sister caught that. And a lot of people might not have caught that. They would just be like, oh, okay, cool. All right, keep it moving. And you was like, nope, hell no. Just like you caught the previous speaker that said some other nonsense. This is how you got to catch these individuals, fam, because it ain't no real. Go ahead, Seppa.
Hey, thanks again, brother. You know how you like to put those little images whenever you do your live broadcast and you put the images behind you? I think, I mean, and it'll stand a lot of the tethers down. Put up an image of Stokely Carmichael, because as far as the foreign or the immigrant riders for FBA, I think he stands out at the forefront, because Malcolm X, he was FBA. I don't care what nobody say. A lot of the other riders and activists for us were homegrown FBA, but Stokely Carmichael, he may as well have been one, because he rode for us like that. And these immigrants, they can't match that. They can't measure up to that. That's why they'll be quick to bring up a Marcus Garvey, which if they study Marcus Garvey, I'm kind of like on the fence about him. But I'm more on the good side about him than I am on the bad side, because he did a lot of things. And even Dr. Claude Anderson kind of followed his formula to a certain degree, you know, and then started incorporating his own ways of, you know, trying to get us, you know, where we need to be. But I think, you know, Stokely Carmichael would be, I think his, he changed his name to Kwame Ture, right?
Yeah.
I think. Okay. Yeah. But anyway, Kwame, Stokely, either way, immigrant can't now tether out there, measure up to that. And I'll just leave it at that. But what I want to say is, I was trying to think about while you're talking, something I could bring up regarding the Essence Festival. But brother, you were too thorough on that last night. I mean, 4 hours and some change. I mean, there really is nothing that I can really add that would be intelligent, except to co-sign on what Nikki said earlier, because the last time I was at the Essence Festival was 1997. And she's right. They did have a Caribbean corner, and you go into that area, they made us feel out of place. I mean, you know, we're here on our own soil in our own city, and we're walking through there, and they're making us feel like we're strangers in a building that's ours, because it's always done at the Superdome. So Nikki DeGaulle was not telling a lie about that. In fact, one of the moderators had to go and check the Caribbeans for treating some of us like that. And I was like, you know what? No disrespect when I say this, but I'll never forget it. 1997, I said, the hell with the Essence Festival or any Black-driven thing, because at the time, BET was also changing. BET had done an experimental partnership with Disney. And if y'all remember, there was always the little image of the Mickey Mouse ears on the bottom right corner of the TV whenever the video, whether it was Rap City or the Soul Hour of Soul, even Midnight Soul, you always had those ears. So for a while, I was really through with it. And yeah, it took my spiritual awakening in 2015 to really bring me back around to my people. And I'm just so thankful to the Most High that it seems like people like you are born every other year. I mean, you know, it's not like y'all are being pushed out every day, but, you know, y'all are being pushed out fast enough. And out of y'all that are being pushed out, a lot of people like you are lions in the room. So I respect that immensely. And y'all just keep on doing what y'all doing, because I'm loving it. It's even if it's not a safe space for us to come to, it's still our space. It's something that ours, and can't no outsider come in and take control of it. And I love that, Alain.
Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, brother. Absolutely, family. 100%. You cooking today, by the way, man. Both of y'all cooking, man. I appreciate sharing the stage with my brothers and sisters, man. It's a lot of love and admiration. One thing about us, fam, is that foundational Black Americans, we love who we are. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't got no time or energy or effort for nobody else. That's the thing. I want everybody to understand you don't have to give a damn about all these other people. And, you know, I want everybody to know this as well. She said that she was angry at people. We don't ever run around here and say we angry at anybody. You know what I'm saying? Angry is emotion. You understand? when you running around here emotional and all that kind of stuff, that right there is tether talk, by the way. And I'll be honest with you, that's just op talk. All right. I am angry at the folks and all that. You got to be careful of all that. All right. Because that's trying to really incriminate us. And they're going to say, well, y'all know they angry. Okay. No, we're not running around here angry at anybody. We're businessmen and women, and we're out here with a business objective. And our business objective is to get what belongs to us and what is owed to us. It's as simple as that. Okay. And by the way, I'm still cautioning how somebody can say they're angry at you, but then they hashtag your stuff together. They hashtag your stuff together. That makes no sense. Okay. So that's cap. And, you know, all they do is cap, and we catch all the cap, and we understand the cap. So therefore, they can't really push that on foundational Black American freedmen, because we out here standing on certified time and certified business. Now, these people have always tied us into everybody. And there was this thing back in the old days where it was Black people are all people. You start talking about a German and an Italian. You start talking about an Englishman. When it came to Black folks, we just all Black. This is the one big. That's what they always put on us. And they don't like the fact now that in this era, we ain't with that. We ain't running around here just all one. See, all one doesn't benefit us. All one doesn't work for us. All one only helps them. That's the only thing that all one does. So all one allows somebody to get all one reparations. All right. And they've been trying like hell to get all one reparations. All one reparations does is that allows everybody to get the dollars and cents that belong to us. And notice that these people never, and I mean never, they don't ever try to go seek out reparations from the colonizers that colonized their homeland and the colonizers who are still there today. They don't ever concern themselves with those reparations. Haitians running around here talking about our reparations when they could easily go get them from the French. That makes no sense why you caring about what we doing. This thing where they're always in our business. They're always focused on us. That right there is the sign of a tether. That right there is a sign of somebody who needs to mind their own. It doesn't matter, fam. It's okay to tell people to mind their own business. And that's what I told that lady. She needs to mind her own business. Because we, as foundational Black Americans, we don't worry about nobody else's business. We don't be out here concerning ourselves with what these other communities have going on. It's nothing. We don't wake up every single day and be like, let me go insert myself into Jamaican politics. Jamaicans don't insert themselves into Jamaican politics. So why the hell would a Black American do that? Africans don't insert themselves into African politics. Why the hell would we do that as well? It's all about separation, family. All right. When we say we're going to separate, that ain't emotional. That's the same exact thing that everybody else does. And we just do it better because we do everything better. And we mind in our own FBA business and we stand in our business. What we say, man, we stand on business, right? Nobody says they stand on emotion. Nobody. No one said they're out here standing on anger. No one says that either. We focus, and they don't like the fact that we focus. See, us being focused, that throws a wrench in the game for everybody who thinks that they're going to get what we have done or anything that we've accomplished. FBA accomplishments are for FBA only. All right. And I ain't saying nothing different than what everybody else has already had for themselves. The only difference is that when we say it, they get mad, they get upset, and they get angry. Well, they're going to be mad. They're going to be upset and angry. If anybody's upset, family, it's them. It's not us. Why would we be upset? Because we're focused on doing everything of our own. And to my point, and which my brother just said a second ago, when you start talking about the Essence Festival, the world now is finding out that foundational Black Americans, we are not Africans, we're not Caribbeans. And the fact that you even try to tie us in, that's ludicrous. That's absolutely ludicrous. You don't do that with anybody else. You're not going to do that with us. You're not going to do that with us. We are different people with different experiences. Hands down, bottom line. And nobody wanted to do any of this until we really started getting on business. See, I'm old enough to remember that when these folks used to run around here and they used to try to separate themselves from foundational Black Americans, they used to try to tell us all the time, y'all, well, y'all not like us. Y'all not like us. Soon as we got on code and this generation popped off and they see all the victories that we got, now that we not like them done turned into, oh, yes, we are. You seen the lady say it earlier. She went from we to they, from they to we. She jumping all over the damn place. Because they know they want to stand next to us, y'all. They want to stand next to us because without us, they don't eat. The United States of America has designed a structural system where anybody who comes here, they get tangibles and resources based off of foundational Black Americans. This is an informal law that is not written down, but it's in everybody's head. They know when you come here to America, the first thing you're supposed to do when you get here in America is that you're supposed to slide up underneath supremacy and enact anti-Black American hatred. See, well, that's another thing we're going to have to start talking about. All right, is anti-Black American hatred, which is way different than just anti-black. Everything you do has to be lineage specific. All right, I don't give a damn if it's politics, if it's the social world, if it's athletics. You have to always make it lineage specific, because the second you don't make it lineage specific, it's just going to turn into just one big race. And then you're going to have all the Africans coming over here and all the Caribbeans, who, by the way, they team up a hell of a lot when it comes to us. When it comes to us, they will be tag team partners. And that's cool. I ain't got no problem with it. Matter of fact, I don't want no extra people coming in this house. I'm cool exactly with how it is. I don't mind keeping this thing FBA. Y'all seen what we've done by ourselves? See, they trying to make the people who've done everything on their own tie into some type of group or some coalition. First off, that doesn't exist. And even if it did exist, these people don't want us a part of it unless they can have what we've done. So now y'all can have that. I don't mind at all. Let the Caribbeans have Essence Fest. I don't give a damn. Essence Fest has showed us who they are. Y'all know how I go. Somebody shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Okay. And they've gave us a lot of time. So we checked Busta Rhymes last year. And then this year we checked them. Them empty seats is going to get more and more empty. But if you notice, fam, that's just a microcosm of what we've been doing across this whole country for a long time. We've been checking a lot of these damn people. So let's continue to check these people. Let's continue to stand on business, and let's continue to let them know it's foundational Black American freedmen right here. And then everybody else is over there. And I'm absolutely positively okay with it. If you notice right now in America, week by week, month by month, everybody is starting to really get the point that help is not coming from FBA. And you can see clear with the ICE protests. Remember, they were out here begging us, and we didn't come and save them with them ICE protests. Nope, didn't happen. And now you can see with the Essence Festival, we ain't come out there and save their little Raggedy Ann ass event. So you see what happened with that. You know, we already hit the Democrats up. We did them easy back in 2024, you know, less than a year ago, campaign. But if you look at the results of foundational Black Americans not lending support or assistance to everybody, you can see an absolute difference of the way this country moves. This country does not function without FBA being the labor force. And these people have gotten so used to us being the labor force that people immigrate over here and they expect us to be the labor force for them. Y'all go figure that one out, right? How in the hell can somebody who migrated to this country expect us to be the labor force for them when we built this country? That's ass backwards. Everything about that is wrong. And that's what they've been doing. They just expect us to show up and hold them down and not give us anything in return. The days of us doing all the heavy lifting while everybody else just gets a smooth sailing pass, finish. And I love it because I remember a time when people would come over here and we do all the heavy lifting, help them out, and they would just turn around, get on code with the dominant society, and then take all their little tangibles and benefits that belong to us and then keep them in their communities. You see it. See, there ain't nothing out here in America that isn't for everyone to see. It's just folks ain't real enough to say it. I am. And y'all are, and we will. We'll say what the hell needs to be said. We say the things they're afraid to say. And it's good. Sometimes you got to be that way, family. You got to be that way. Understand the Essence Festival, like I said, we got rid of that. That's all foundational Black America. Don't let nobody tell you it was no damn Target boycott. You know how it ain't Target boycott, fam? Because Black Americans ain't really boycotting Target like that any goddamn way. That's some Democratic shield bull that has nothing to do with us. So no. And they're always going to try to take your victories and give them to someone else. They're always going to say that it was another person who really did it because they don't want to associate those victories with foundational Black Americans because that's too empowering. And there's this quest to stop everything that empowers us. We ain't out here wearing no damn dashikis. Pan-Africanism, how that working out, by the way? That ain't working. Fam, you name it. And I mean this. You name anything that people have done to us unjustly or unlawfully. And I promise you, they not having a good time right now. They not having a good time. We done went down what I call that G-check list, found every single name on that G-check list and then checked them off and gave everybody they just do. Now everybody's got a whole day on and I'm loving it straight up. Enjoy it, family. Enjoy it. This is why I needed to make this space right here. Black Americans shut down the Essence Festival. Tether, stay mad. I want you to enjoy shutting down a festival of people who played in our face and just disrespected our culture and then did it in Louisiana. I'll be damned. If you ever going to do something, don't do it down there in the NO. 504, shout out. Shout out to the 9th Ward, by the way. These people run around here and disrespect us and think that we're not going to cancel them and enjoy it. I'm loving it. I love what we did to the Democratic Party. I see people today and they still be running around here saying, man, all right, Kamala laws, when y'all going to drop it? Never. All right, man, y'all didn't go to the ICE protest. When y'all going to stop talking about it? Never. Why the hell you want us to stop talking about our victories. And they always got something out there, fam, that's some real fraudulent stuff. How many of y'all seen that fake black family reunions are down 44% thing? Did y'all see that? That was designed. I've been wanting to address that. That was designed for them to make it look like our lineage isn't intact. I'm telling y'all, they get real dastardly, fam. By the way, I heard some Tethers was behind that website. They get real dastardly for the things they're trying to do. The whole damn world is afraid of our lineage. You know why? It's because we're the only lineage that stands up to global supremacy. All that is negative propaganda. They want us to believe that our family events aren't popping because our families aren't popping and our lineage isn't strong. Notice, fam, when Black Americans was running around here saying African Americans and people of color and minorities, you didn't see little studies like that. You didn't see none. Because they had you where they wanted you when you was calling yourself a minority. Now the fact that we out here talking about lineage, you're going to see a lot of these little fake ass attacks on lineage. The lineage attacks come out here left and right. I seen that little CEO, whatever the hell, of the Essence Festival, and she was using the term foundational. And I also seen her say the term certified. Now, y'all know certified is all certified foundational Black Americans. Okay, so they be listening and they be watching. Y'all be amazed at who's listening and watching what we doing. And they'll put out little fake studies. They'll be like, blacks hate each other at an all-time high. Blacks don't get along at an all-time high. Let's put out another fake dating show. All that, family, is because they know that foundational Black Americans are winning. And the fact that foundational Black Americans are winning right now, that's got them spooked, absolutely petrified. They don't like what we did to the Essence Festival, fam. They don't like what we did to Akon City. By the way, how'd that work out? Oh, by the way, speaking of Akon, all of that stuff with trying to recruit us to go back over there, he was trying to get foundational Black Americans to use our dollars so we could fund his little Akon City, just like the year of the return. You name the tether, you name the location, you name the continent, and I'm telling you right damn now, y'all, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. So enjoy all of that. Enjoy every last bit of it. It's time that we start basking in these damn victories. I know I do. I know I do. Y'all tap in. By the way, everybody in here, y'all look up in the Jumbotron. Y'all subscribe to the Black Alpha Network. Okay, everybody. Make sure we be popping. We had 3,000 people in the chat live last night. And we sitting on about 35,000 in less than 24 hours. But that's another topic for another day. But what we do over there on the Black Alpha Network, we got something called a roll call. And I have every single person put their area code, their city, their town, their state in the chat. So when people go back and they look at it and everybody goes back and they watch the video, they understand that we're well represented. And we come in all different shades. We got all different sizes. We all represent different backgrounds. But one thing about foundations, we are not tribalistic. We, in this era, we're messing up the game for these people because they make money off of us not being on code. So the fact that we're on code means they ain't making no money. It's as simple as that. And we're going to keep it that damn way. It's only getting stronger. It's only getting faster. And we're only out here exercising our certified foundational Black American energy to the maximum, being the excellent people that we are. And you're seeing us put it down in a lot of different ways. We got the people who are very strong in the political world. We got people who are very strong in the social world. We got people who do both, but we represent to the fullest. Nothing out here can stop the momentum in which we have attained, y'all. Nothing. And we're shutting down political parties. We're shutting down festivals. We done shut down all the Uber drivers. I don't see them, by the way. They hiding. Occasionally one or two will slide into our spaces and we send them out. But I remember a time when it was 10, 11, 12. And them 10, 11, 12 know what time it is. See, when you get on code and you stand on business, fam, they know how to stand away from you. It's not very sweet to come around FBA no more. It's not very sweet to come in our spaces. The main thing I want you to take away from it is not only did we shut down the Essence Festival, peace out, but the little tethers that come in here and they don't add up and they don't say things that are certified, we get asked the hell about the paint. And we G-check them. I'm a big believer in G-checking, and G-checking gets the job done. So I commend all my brothers and sisters out there who don't give a damn about a tether's feelings. Because remember, a tether doesn't care about yours. All right. Remember that. I said earlier, you're going to delineate at 100% because they tether at 100%. I've yet to see a tether say they only want 3 things from us. Tethers want everything you do. They want your hip hop music all the way down to your citizenship. Do you think tethers are saying play nice? Have you seen one tether say, oh, play nice with the Black Americans? Don't tether too hard. Just be decent. If a tether ain't on that type of time, I don't want to hear any of us on that time. What I want to hear is foundational Black Americans being businesslike, foundational Black Americans having integrity and standing on real certified principle. And if it means that you got to check some people in the damn process, then you check them in the damn process and you do it with fashion. You do all of that, fam, and it's a good day. And it's always good to be FBA. Certified salute. Y'all stay good. Y'all stay great. And remember, delineation equals separation. Separation is regulation, and regulation gets you your reparations and everything in between.